Hey, JB.
Hey.
What are you getting? What are you gonna get Tyler for Christmas?
Tie guy?
Tie guy.
Oh, well, I was waiting for something to be legalized, but it looks like I gotta wait a year or two for that. So, I don't know. What do you got, buddy?
Well, when you don't know what to buy somebody, you just get them a gift card.
Smart.
Specifically, a Darkside Records gift card.
Even smarter.
Even smarter. So, when you don't know what you want, if you said, fuck it, I don't want to put any thought into it, all of the above, A, B, C, or D, we got you covered. The Darkside gift card makes perfect friends.
It good.
It good.
Real good.
The Darkside Records gift card has got you covered on all fronts. Any amount you like, never expires. Where could you go wrong? If you're not local, doesn't matter. We still got you covered. If you're down to the wire, doesn't matter. We still got you covered. You can go on our website, darksiderecords.com, get yourself a physical gift card or a PDF email gift card for when Uncle Jim's coming over late and shit. You know he likes records.
Uncle Jim's coming?
Uncle Jim's coming.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Jim. Hey, Internet. Justin here, giving you a little holiday gift guide. Looking for the perfect gift for the music lover in life, but maybe they don't have a turntable yet. Maybe they're starting out from scratch. Maybe your kiddo is looking to get involved in the physical music scene. Well, we got you covered with the Darkside Records starter kit. We put it together ourselves. It's a hand-picked turntable, powered speakers, cut out the middleman of the receiver, everything you need. It's a turntable in a box. Perfect price, perfect gift this holiday season.
This is the Darkside Records and Gallery podcast.
At the moment feels like it's ruined.
No, I don't want to actually say this.
Okay. Hey, Internet.
Hey, Internet.
Hey, Internet. We should all do it at the same time. You ready?
Whoa, somebody's... Oh, I was going to say somebody's watching, but it's probably me.
Yeah. Here we go. Darkside staff all at the same time. Hey, Internet.
Hey, Internet.
Welcome. I'm so sorry for everything in advance. Welcome to the Darkside Records podcast.
That doesn't count because there's no watch was lit.
Hi, Drew. Drew, make sure to leave your top 10 list in the comments here. Let me.
Somebody already has Drew Balan Milosevic's top 10.
Oh. Hey, how's about this? How's about we
I'm not
put?
talking into my mic. Sorry.
Can we get a direct line to Drew? Can we get him on the podcast? Put him on speakerphone. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Welcome to the Darkside Records podcast, brought to you by the good folks at Darkside Records, located at 611 Justice
That's
Turnpike
us.
in
Poughkeepsie.
or on the web at darksiderecords.com. Thanks, y'all. This is a monthly podcast that we do here. It's about music. It's about vinyl records. It's about farts pretty often.
Why are you pointing to me? That's him.
No, you're supposed to say a thing that this
Lean back.
Everybody say a thing that this podcast is about. I started music.
You know what? You did start with music, and I was going to say the thing I'm not allowed to say about you, that thing you did that one time on the podcast that I can't tell anyone about.
Racism?
Well, it was, this context is important. I think that's your wording, right?
Look, I was not being racist. You just like to bring it up
True.
every fucking year that you're here.
We're
moving on, Kirk.
every year.
This podcast is about the gooch.
It's about love.
Aw.
Astrology.
Oh.
The fuck it is.
No,
What the fuck are you talking about?
We're gonna get to it.
Oh, boy.
Drinking at work.
Hey.
Cats.
This is the Price is Right, and Brian just said $1.
I was honestly
sorry, Becca.
I was gonna get. I actually gave that to Becca, but apparently I gave it to you.
Oh, I got one. Brexit. It's about Brexit. Was that your other one?
No. Well, we should point out one thing that we do have to talk about on this podcast is the reverse Brexit that happened. Or no, I guess
No, it was
it's just
actual
a
Brexit. Yeah, she Brexited.
A Brexit happened. Becca's back.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
I Brexited.
Yep, you Brexited.
Brexited. Well, I'd like to get into more. I'd like to talk more about the economic impacts of Brexit on the European Union and how we feel the dollar's value will depreciate over the next, say, fiscal 10 to 15.
The dollar's value will actually go up.
Yes.
The pound is fucking tanked.
Instead, we got to talk about titties.
What?
I already got the look from Aaron.
It doesn't count unless she says things.
Erin is here. She's not just with us in spirit. She has not moved on to the next plane of existence.
Can we pan that camera
She
right?
is here. She
Over there, if you pan
Yes.
that way.
She is here, giving us guidance and support as always.
From the HR
Guiding
department.
our gooch.
She is steering the gooch come January. We have a pleasant surprise. We won't announce it tonight, maybe,
Aaron's
but-
new incentive coming in January.
That's right. Pay attention, gooch lovers. She got something specially for you.
Speaking of gooch, we have a number of watchers. They keep growing instead of tuning out like they should. Weird. Let's see. We've got Kyle Dahlgren on the line. Says, yo.
Yo.
Hello, Kyle.
We've Gorman says the top 10 gooches of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Eve says, howdy, Darkside. What's up, Eves? Gorman would like to know if we're drinking delicious Yoo-Hoos.
Yes.
Certainly is. And Kelly Clark says, hello.
Hello.
Kelly Clark.
We're a sitcom of ourselves.
I know. This is what we've turned into.
Whole thing.
So we're gathered here. I guess before we get into really deep in the gooch for this podcast, let's all introduce ourselves, say who we are. Let's say we'll go around the table. We'll say our name. Let's say our astrological sign.
Thank you.
For Julia.
Just let me
and
have this, okay?
I just can't.
I have one thing.
I just have my one thing. I said this podcast was about astrology, just for the record.
We
Well,
remember.
she did.
We heard you.
She
Okay,
did.
sorry, keep going.
No, it's okay. Once you say it, then that's it. Then we have to do it.
Okay,
So.
that's it. That's the point.
That should be a thing for future guests. Whatever they say in the beginning, when I say this podcast is about, we just we just
It's
go
happening,
there.
yeah. No turning back.
So we'll say our name, we'll say our astrological sign, and we'll say
I'm being impeded by the mic stand.
our favorite
Good technique.
color of Kool-Aid. Rated on color, not flavor. I'm JB. I'm a Capricorn, and my favorite color is orange.
Just for the record,
Yes. Oh,
more
I see
than
what you did
half-
there.
More than half the people at this table is a Capricorn, which I love. But just
Wait.
let's just keep going. But I just think it's funny.
Well, me and JJ, we're a day apart in birth.
That's why you guys are
Plus a
business
couple years.
partners.
Bri, when's your birthday?
The 22nd
What the fuck, man?
Of this month?
of this month.
Oh.
We're all within a week. Anybody else? Who else is a December birthday in here? Anybody else? No? Audrey, when are you born?
May. I'm a Gemini.
You're getting out of order.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, seriously. What the hell happened?
That's my
See,
fault.
you
Sorry.
derailed the whole thing already. All right, I'm
Sorry.
JB, Capricorn, red. Go.
You said orange.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of
You know what?
backpedaling going on here already.
I'm allowed to change my mind, okay?
I'm Berto. I'm a Libra. Also red.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Girk. I'm a Pisces and grape. Jonestown.
All right. There you go. Solid
Jones
choice.
sounds not a color.
It's the grape.
It's an existential choice.
I'm Justin! And Capricorn. And I'm going to go blue. Oh! I just did the Dorian voice, and Adam Dorian is on the line. He says, who let Becca back into the States?
Right?
Some sort of emoji.
He's catching up. He didn't get to the part where we talked about Becca
Brexit.
Brexited. Yeah.
So wait, that's JPD's,
Yeah, that's
cool.
Uncle Paul's nephew.
oh man. Yeah. Uncle Paul.
Shout out Uncle Paul.
Oh boy.
Wait.
he out?
Wait. So does that mean that you and Adam Dorian are like second nephews?
No, he just fucked my cousin once for 14 years.
Adam Dorian did?
No, not Adam Dorian. He was fine.
He's like 17
I'm sure
years
Adam.
old.
I'm sure he's a nice young man.
Look at the comments.
No, please no.
Enough!
I think. Should we open the Dorian can of worms on the internet? I feel like.
We gotta move on.
Yeah, please no in caps.
You got it
Okay.
off the hook this time, Adam.
Excuse me, I'm 12.
Okay, so I'm Julia. I'm a Virgo sun, a Virgo rising, and a Scorpio moon.
I don't even
That's
know
the
what that
full
means.
birth chart.
Nobody cared
Three
after the first
signs,
Virgo.
Brian, don't you know?
No,
I
it's the
didn't
birth
know.
chart. Okay, I'm not even
I
gonna
have
get
one.
into it.
You want me to
because
bring
it's
my
gonna-
birth chart?
It's gonna. Yes, I would love to
I have
know.
one. I'll bring it in.
Okay, good. I need to know.
I need to know.
It's important. Okay.
What about pie charts?
That's
Wait,
not a thing.
pie?
What
You got
about just
pie?
I'll eat pie. I'm not about pie charts.
Pie charts.
It's confusing.
Leave it in low.
And I don't know. I don't really drink Kool-Aid. I guess red. I know it's basic. Sorry.
Come on. What the fuck? I picked red.
You're into astrology. You drank the Kool-Aid at some point.
Well,
Red was your second
I
choice.
should have stuck with orange. Yeah.
You really should have.
We're losing viewers.
okay.
That's about right.
We lost Adam?
Audrey. I'm a Gemini, and I will also go with grape. Hashtag Jonestown.
Jonestown.
Excellent.
Gone but never forgotten.
Brian, I'm a Capricorn, and I'm also going to go with purple drink.
What did I say? Did I
Drink
say
the
color?
Kool-Aid, brother.
I don't think I did.
Oh, you
Never mind.
didn't?
You said
No.
blue.
Oh,
Did I?
yeah.
All right.
said blue.
Yeah, you did say blue.
I was thinking more
And
of
then
a
you
Stewart's
bragged
blue
about your
drink.
star chart or some shit like that.
Well, remember, we're going on color, not flavor, for your choice here.
Always purple.
It's an important
Oh,
distinction.
That's definitely purple.
Yeah, I like red. It's fine. I think that's the only
Yeah,
one I've ever
yeah.
had.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
I'm Becca. I'm a Taurus, and I'm gonna go with blue as well. It's a very vibrant blue. If we're going off color alone.
It's the color of engine coolant.
I drive a
I
Dodge
love, that you, I
Stratus.
love that you whispered that into the mic.
Also,
Because I didn't know you were a Taurus. That's exciting.
That
love
doesn't
my new
mean
coworker.
anything. It's not exciting. It means nothing.
Well,
Look.
it's exciting to me.
look, no side conversations of the podcast, okay? Keep it all on the mic.
Okay.
I think technically it wasn't the mic. It was just whispered. It wasn't at the table.
Oh, that's true.
So
Thank you, Virgo.
You know what? I'm
The
gonna have to
internet
I'm
probably
gonna have
got
to
it.
split the stereo in this and make this like a surround sound podcast, and everybody gets their own corner. Oh, that'd be so cool if we could do that. Anyway, we are here today. It's December 2018, and we have gathered here to talk about good things that happened this year, bad things that happened this year, and most importantly,
Gooch things that happened this year.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say top 10s, but I'll go with that instead. So 2018, of course, was a great year for us here. A great year together. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm just sort of spitballing here.
I was gonna. It's getting weird and kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But you keep going. No,
Well,
you're doing
no,
good.
so
You're doing good.
You start with you let people know that you care about them, and you let people know that they did great work, and that all that shit that JJ said in like the last thing when he talked about Island of Misfit Toys and everybody here, and we had a good moment a little while back.
Plagiarism.
It's not plagiarism if I said that you said it. So then I'm just
He did
paraphrasing.
Well, I have to address Eves actually.
Go ahead.
He says, "Can we do this in quadraphonic?"
Exactly.
I would actually say, Eves,
I'm still in the
it's kind of up to you. You gotta put it in. You gotta have the 4-channel.
We'll get there.
Damn, Tyler is cute as hell in this lighting.
Ooh.
Says Kyle Cullen
Oh, Kyle. I love Kyle.
of the Kyle Cullen. He's of the that vampire series, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah. Yeah.
I watched all 5 of those movies in one night.
I believe that.
No.
A lot of time on
Wait,
your hands there.
That's like 12 straight hours.
It was a lot of Twilight.
Oh.
I did watch the first.
This is a huge insight into your life right now. Beyond the cats, it's just
Got a lot of free time.
yeah.
I did watch the first original Lord of the Rings trilogy extended movies, all 3 in a row in one sitting once.
I've done that before. That's
Yeah.
that's a whole day.
That's a whole day. Yeah, I
think
did
it
that
was
in
almost
college
12
one time.
hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
is.
they're 3 to 4 hours each.
Yep.
It's
And then
commitment.
3
My friends and I
movies.
in college on a snow day, like we just sat down, started like 9 a.m.
Exactly.
That's insane.
We lost a lot of people by the end of it, but the
Much
diehards
like
stuck
this
it out.
podcast. So,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
And this
Dropping
live
like
stream.
flies.
So let's talk about some things that happened this year. Let's start right off the bat with what always comes up when we do this podcast.
Who died?
Who died? I was trying to think of
Oh,
I was trying to think
right?
of like a poetic way to say it.
Do
you
I get
know,
a
like-
raise?
Like,
I
no.
know
No.
Oh. Okay.
The Darkside podcast remembrance roll or something. I don't know. That sounds like a sushi roll. Anyway, so I thought what we should do is I've compiled this video highlight that's here behind the live stream that no one else could see.
Ooh.
And it's all just a slideshow of people that have passed away this year. So here, let me just start it. So,
It's so shiny.
Oh, that was so sad.
Damn.
Hey now.
So there you go. 4 people died.
Moving on.
Berto, do you have a list? Do you have some people that you can?
Well, it's a funny story. What's happening over here?
It's the memoriam music. Go ahead.
You know, I had a list.
This is how we get banned on YouTube.
I had a list. But it turns out I realized after I started giving you that list, I was actually looking at the wrong year of people who had died. And so that's why it wasn't making any sense to either of us.
Okay, can you tell me some people who died last year then?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that.
Okay.
Hold on one moment.
I need the heavy hitters.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's... Hold on, I lost it. The heavy hitters from previous years.
Years plural?
Well,
Abraham
listen,
Lincoln.
I fucked up an NPR, William Onyebor.
Not bad.
Oh,
Gonna be
man.
missed.
Brutal.
William.
William
William.
died?
Yeah, no, he totally did. Yeah. Also, where'd it go? Shit, there was a good one. Some,
Oh shit, it was a good one.
Drew says he's got a new Bo Bice shirt waiting for JB.
I was going to wear it. I fucking totally forgot.
Ikutaro
Oh, people would've
Kukeyashi,
Damn it.
Not
also gone.
Well, I'll say maybe the thing that's the positive is that I feel like last year there were a lot more music related deaths that were in the headlines, and I feel like this year actually it was less frequent of people. So I guess the fact that you had to scroll through a list of last
I had to
year.
scroll to find some recognizable names.
Mac Miller died this year.
Mac Miller.
I said
That's
recognizable
don't
names.
get Tyler started.
I'll get Drew started. Drew's watching.
Okay, so Berto,
Aretha
give me-
Franklin.
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha. I only remember because
yeah.
I put away her box set like 20 minutes ago.
So do you feel a personal connection with her now?
I really do.
Okay.
It really did.
Okay. Who else we
a
got?
guy
Berto?
named Young Greatness.
Young Greatness.
Yeah,
Didn't XXX Tentacion die?
maybe.
Did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Young Greatness was fatally shot. So that's sad.
Joe Jackson died.
It is.
Oh, and,
Oh, Tony Joe White.
I'm not remembering
Yeah,
her
Tony
name,
Joe
but
White did
the-
just die, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the lead
Folks out
singer of the
Annie.
Cranberries? I forget.
No, Tony Joe White did not sing for the Cranberries.
Yeah, she
That
did.
one did though.
Yeah. That was tragic.
really confidently, and it's gonna be wrong.
That's why I was just like the lead singer of the Cranberries.
Good move. Good move.
I got you, girl.
Thank you. Thanks, Becca.
Oh yeah, there's Mac Miller. There he is. Scrolling on.
Tyler's shaking his head.
I didn't hate on nothing, buddy. It's not my fault he's
wait,
dead.
last year
That's
was
what Drew
Mac
said.
DeMarco. This year's Mac Miller you're hating on. What's with you and the Macs?
DeMarco died.
No, but like
Yeah, you missed a
lot.
lot over
He
overseas.
gave me and Drew so much shit. Well, no, it
I
was
didn't
more
give you. I
Justin.
gave you the proper amount of shit. I think
I'd say adequate.
Yeah.
for a record that put me to
actually-
sleep.
Yeah. Anyway.
For the record, Mac DeMarco's still alive.
Yeah, no, he's still.
alive.
He's very. I saw
I
him
was
back
gonna
in
say,
September. Very
it's
good show.
boring.
Okay.
It's depressing me. It's sad.
Kind of a high life.
Life.
Bartender coming through. It's a lot easier than it was before.
All right, so Now that we're down.
Seriously. What
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck?
we shouldn't start on death next time. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why they do it like halfway through the show.
Oh, that's right.
Who lived this year?
Much bigger list.
I'm gonna call Drew. Let's start him off with the first top 10.
Okay. So of course, what we do every year is we put together our own staff lists of the top 10 albums that came out in that year. And we always ask you, the listener, the viewer, our friends, our customers, we want to know what you loved every year, and we appreciate your feedback, and we love hearing
Drew.
things that you enjoyed.
Or we're putting you on.
I think
as
we've got a live
first
caller, JB.
alumni top 10.
In the middle of talking right now.
Drew, you were called
Yeah, we're
number
gonna cut
7.
over to Drew.
We have breaking news going to Drew Meehands.
Okay, what's up, guys?
Hi, Drew.
Hi,
What's up?
Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Pointing back.
What?
I'm pointing back to you guys.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
You can't see this.
No, we can't
There's
see
a
you.
delay.
I know. I had to mute the volume on the computer because I'm just gonna try to hear it on the phone here.
I think you should turn it up, and that way we get tons of feedback.
Yes, yes.
Oh, great! And I'll put my phone right next to it too.
Hey, Berto, Cole's watching.
Oh, hi, honey.
That was the nicest I've ever heard Birdo.
Shut the fuck up over there.
All right, so that's right. So every year we ask our friends, everyone, we want to know what you loved, what new records that were put out, and we've gotten a ton of submissions. We've been posting them online. If you follow our Instagram or our Facebook, you could see a bunch of them submitted. And I started today with the first staff top 10. I'll be posting those throughout the remainder of the week and going forward into the new year. If you have a list, there is a hashtag. It is hashtag DSTop102018. Include it in your post, tag us in your post, we'll share it from our page, and keep them coming. We've gotten a ton, and thank you to everyone who submitted them so far. Seriously, it's really awesome. Thank you. We'll talk about a couple of them, but we're going to start with our first on-the-line guest reporter, live from his parents' basement. I go live to Drew. Drew, can you hear us?
Jarella DeVille.
Yes, I'm here, loud and clear.
Okay, before we get to Drew, can we just give each of us, can we go around the room and just say our favorite nickname for Drew? This will be our top 10, our first top 10, which is top 10 nicknames for Drew Meehands. I'm going to go with Drew Madan Milosevic.
Go that way.
You still
I've never had a nickname for Drew.
So
she missed a lot.
So you got Drew Ella DeVille, okay, Brian?
My personal favorite was Mountain Drew Code Red.
Ooh.
I was gonna. That was my favorite too.
That was a good one.
I'm gonna go with the other redhead.
Wait, did we say Jarella DeVille?
Yeah, I give that to
That
Becca.
was assigned to me.
Oh, damn. Okay. I don't know. There were so many.
Two Live Drew.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Drew Canseco.
One Drew over the cuckoo's nest.
Ooh, that was very literary.
You should just give him
Yeah,
Tyler.
yeah.
Literary.
Berto?
Oh, I don't fucking know, man. I was listening to him.
How's about Drewly Cruz?
Ooh. Drewly Andrews.
Oh, Drew,
I mean-
your Snapchat.
That's two Drews in one.
Okay, Drew.
All right.
Give us your
Well,
top
that was
10.
a Wonderful introduction.
Thank
you very much.
You're welcome.
So we're starting from the bottom up, right?
However you like it, buddy.
Okay. All right. We're gonna start with honorable mention I want to give to that Boy Genius EP, which is about as long as some of the other albums on my list, but because it's actually an EP, it technically doesn't count.
Sort of like that Cold Hands release.
Like that. Okay. Number 10. I'm gonna go with. We gotta get started eventually. Here we go. Number 10, Saba, Care For Me. This is, I think, his second album. It really was impressive to me. A big step up from the last one. Pusha T's Daytona at number 9. So many great tracks on
I
that.
think the mic's actually picking him
Parquet
up.
Courts, Wide Awake is my number 8. That album is really catchy and
Very
has
often
all
it's
different
just like
styles of rock,
silence.
and it's just very enjoyable.
Interspersed with my commentary.
Courtney Barnett,
The
Tell Me
internet
How
is
You
like
Really
that,
Feel.
yeah.
I've got a number 7.
No.
A lot of great songs on that one as well. Kelly Uchis' debut album, Nation, is really good. Probably the surprise of the year. That was my number 6. R.I.P. to the late Mac Miller. Sorry, Berto, but he's making my list. And
I wasn't making fun of him. I was mocking his death. That's totally different.
Wow. Whoa.
Oh my
God. Right up. That's a shot.
Yeah.
I'm going Shawshank Redemption style there.
All right, number 4, I've got Brockhampton's Iridescence. One of the better moments of the year. Tyler and I going to see them live. That was a great show.
Yeah, we saw Brockhampton this year. Me and Drew.
Brockhampton.
Sounds nice.
Say what you will about Kanye, but he still knows how to produce. And with Kid Cudi, one of my favorites, the Kid Seago self-titled record's my number 3. Number 2 is the car seat headrest reworking. I didn't know whether to count that or not, but they completely redid the previous album from a few years ago, and it's really good. And my number 1 is Father John Misty's God's Favorite Customer.
Wow.
Ooh,
Now, Drew, really quick, if I could just follow up with a quick question. What led you to keep Father John Misty as your number 1? What put him above and beyond everybody?
Because, I mean, if you know me well enough, I'm a sad boy.
Sad boy!
There is so much sad boy on this record. It's definitely a lot different than pure comedy, which, kind of was more about political, social issues and stuff, and this one's just about being a sad boy, so, I'm a fan of that. Still
Sounds like
number
it spoke to him and touched him deeply.
Oh.
Yeah, the Father preached to me, and,
All right.
Oh wait,
Cool.
Drew, one more question.
Julia,
What is your astrological sign? Even though I know it.
God.
the Leo.
Thank you. Okay, now you can hang up the phone.
Spoken like a true Virgo.
Thank
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, next.
Oh my God.
Wait, I almost said that after I said my birth chart. Thank you. Next.
All right, thank you, Drew, for
Thank you,
calling
Drew.
in.
Hey,
Great to hear
Drew.
from you, Drew.
All right.
See you later.
I will give a quick reminder for anyone else that would like to call in and say their top 10. Our phone number here is 845-452-8010. I dare you to call.
Our receptionist, Erin, will be happy to take your call.
She'll be happy to throw the phone at me.
Oh, she just said she will not answer the phone.
No, she loves to say that. She's just fucking with us.
Stand up and answer the phone.
Phones are live.
My step count today is low.
My step count is low every day.
Same. Except for on Mondays. Me and Andrew
Yeah.
were stepping back and forth all night long.
Yep.
Oh.
Nobody
Putting out
cares.
that use
Okay.
use for you.
Moving on from the Julia show.
I was going to say from
It
the
was okay. You know what? You should. It was a good time to cut me off.
I was going to say from the fitness hour that we're breaking up right here. Okay, so that's Drew's top 10. So I guess we'll just jump in. Does anyone have a top 10 and would like to go first? Now is a great time to call. Would anyone like to go first? Eves. Cool, then I'll pick somebody. So let's say Brian.
Crap.
Yes!
I shouldn't have fucking
You were
burped.
looking at me for so long. I was like, fuck.
You had held it.
All right.
2 minutes, Brian.
Burped it.
Slurped it.
Slurped it.
I volunteer games.
Volunteer tribute. All right. All right. Yeah, I'll start. Okay.
Is that the vampire movie?
What?
Maybe.
No.
What one are you thinking of?
Yeah, Buffy.
Right.
Buffy.
I'm team.
Count Chocula.
What was her name?
yeah.
Candace? What was her name in the movie? Katniss. All right, Katniss.
Catnip.
Whatever.
Same thing. Candace. Katniss. You know. All right, so I'll start off with my top reissue for the year. Was Norma Jean Redeemer. And,
Norma Jean Redeemed.
yep.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Doesn't it, though? Before this year, the only way to get it was in a box set they put out a few years ago, and it was a pick disc. So this was like the first real, like, just regular vinyl pressing. My top soundtrack for the year was Waxwork Records finally put out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soundtrack. by John DePrez, and that is easily like
From John
top
DePont.
3 movies of all time for me. Still,
Absolutely.
Like, I watch it at least once a month because
The April Ryan edition.
Yep.
Are you referring? You're referring to the 1990 motion picture?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
The
Live
original.
action.
Live action
Actually,
all day.
I
Turtle
do,
suits.
I
Right?
do have to agree with you on that. And you played it in the store, and I can't believe how many scenes I was able
All
to
the cues you can just
visually
yeah.
remember
yeah.
just based on the music. And then I went home and watched it. Still pretty good.
It holds
Right?
up.
Still pretty
It
good.
holds
the,
up.
the other sequels didn't hold up as well.
No.
TMNT 2 was good.
It was really
Secret
good.
of the Ooze was good.
But if you go back and watch it now, especially after watching the first one, it's just not the same. It's very much geared towards like children. Where I mean, you know, men in turtle suits is going to be geared towards children. But
I don't know what you're saying.
Fun fact, that was
There are at least 4 men at this table who have watched this film.
in the past month,
yeah. Fun fact, that's the highest grossing independent movie of all time.
Oh,
so
I love how Kevin Eastman came out and like did the artwork for the record.
yeah, all
New
artwork for
art.
it. Oh, it was so good. That was like one of the first records I've ever
Shut
bought
up,
a second
Justin.
variant from.
No, Eves is giving the thumbs down to the Ninja Rap with Vanilla
That
Ice.
is fucking Turtles 2, brother.
Seriously.
Secret of the Ooze. We're talking about a
Totally
different movie.
Different underground
Get it-
layer. They're in the subway tunnel.
Get
It's
it
totally
right.
different than the
Get it right.
regular sewer.
Another question, point of order.
Yes.
Robert Farron asks, does the White Album reissue qualify for this year's top 10? And I'm going to say no.
I
But you
concur.
can put it on a favorite reissue list if you would like.
Yep.
Yes. Technically, we just say that it's a top 10 list. I don't say what you have to put in it. You
But
could,
I
But
do.
we established standards a long time ago.
You could do top 10 reissues as well. You could do top 10 soundtracks, which is what I assumed Brian and Berto were going to do, but they never do. You could do top
In our
10
heads, we do.
beer pairings. Was it an album to a beer pair? Like, there's,
Oh, I love that.
we're not
a good one.
sticklers for rules.
Top 10
except
astrological
for Mango
signs.
points. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
Ooh,
What? Nothing. No, you missed it. It's
I'll
gone.
listen back.
Astrology joke.
He's gonna edit it out.
all right. So at number 10, Mr. Volchik Golchewski, the Beyond the Gate soundtrack.
He
I was
knows.
waiting for Kilo.
I know.
I know you guys were.
Didn't have a release.
But yeah, that soundtrack was so good. Like so
Volchek
good.
I was just
fucks.
talking to Berto. Like,
Yeah, he's just...
I feel like this whole list is
Eye
just
contact with
like,
Everything else just zooms out.
It's like, oh shit, there's other people here. Oh.
yeah.
But yeah, and that movie was so good. Like, oh my god, it's just like an 80s throwback. But it was,
Movie?
Beyond the Gates.
No,
It was really cool.
I heard of it.
Yeah. All right, at number 9, Charles Bradley, Black Velvet.
Fuck!
That was a fucking great record.
You get it?
Yeah, I forgot it.
What? Are you serious?
I played
does-
it earlier and I forgot it.
Yeah, he does this every
Oh
year.
god.
I forgot
Yeah,
this one.
that
This
was-
man can't
We
fight
gotta-
the feeling.
Oh.
Fuck, I can't fight the feeling.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Number 8, I know it's like a rule that EPs can't be on there, but whatever.
What?
The Minus the Bear,
Whoa,
Fair
whoa.
Enough EP.
Who made that rule?
I've heard this rule from several people.
Name
It might
them.
be. It might be a
Name
rule.
them on the podcast.
Didn't Drew just say it a minute ago?
Yeah, Drew did.
There's a reason Drew's not here.
Oh.
Oh.
It was his EP rule. That's what I'm getting
Oh,
at.
yeah.
I thought it was because he chose sports over music.
That's exactly what happened. He's definitely crying right now.
No one at this table chose
Putting on
sports.
Father John Misty right now. I'm crying.
It shows.
Pulling the volume over our.
So yeah, the Minus the Bear, Fair Enough EP, really good. Only 4 songs, but it kept me wanting more after it was over, and to me that spells a great album. Number 7, I combined 2 albums just because they were released like a month apart. It was Between the Buried and Me, Automata 1 and 2.
Yes.
Automatopoeia.
Automatopoeia.
That's not it.
That's the 3rd release coming out, 2019, baby. Yeah, and I thought they were very different albums, but they played really well against each other.
Cry face.
Oh no! What?
Drew
told
said
you.
a cry face.
I told you.
Man, it was your rule, Drew. It was your rule. Number 7, John Carpenter's Halloween 2018 soundtrack. It was, it's good to see him come back to the franchise. It was cool. Number 5, City and Color, Got Me Back Home. I mean, it's all like older songs, but it's all live throughout his big tour from Canada, and I would buy that whole album over again just for one song. The Sensible Heart remake that he did on there is so goddamn good. Oh my god, it's like haunting. Oh, it's so good. Number 4, Basement, Beside Myself.
Yes.
This was
That's on mine too.
This was a sneak attack. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I did not
Yep.
expect this album to be as good as it was. And then Julia played it in the store, and I was like, "Shit, I
Yeah.
gotta get this record and listen to it a lot."
Yep. So good.
Number 3, Nothing, Dance on the Blacktop. Yeah, that's a fucking cool record.
The old man.
Number 2, Deaf Heaven, Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. Oh yeah, some of that melodic kind of black metal goodness. Oh, so cool. And number 1 of the year.
That's going to
Same
sound
as mine.
great on these microphones.
Pianos Become the Teeth, Wait for Love.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that
This
one's a
album
good one.
is fucking perfection.
Is that Heidi Heidi Ho?
Yes, it is.
beginning
of it.
This album is just front to back perfection.
Yeah.
And I bought it used from here. Someone traded it in. Whoever traded that in.
Sucker.
Thank you. And what the hell's the matter with you?
Like, thank you, and you're like, sucker.
But yeah, I mean, it was. And I
Cocaine
just-
takes money.
What's up?
Cocaine takes money.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I don't see that being the Pianos Become the Teeth crowd. Cocaine crowd.
No.
That's why he returned it.
It was wrong for it.
But yeah, that record was just. I listened to it, as everyone here can attest to, several times per week, and it's just an awesome album. And that's JJ's favorite
It's
song.
I love it. It sounds like Morrissey every time.
Yep.
That's the first thing you've ever loved that sounds like Morrissey.
That's all I can think of whenever I hear it.
Yeah. Well, that's my top 10.
Okay.
Who's up?
I have an important follow-up question for
Oh,
you,
boy.
Bri.
Yes. All right.
We share actually a couple similar titles on both of our lists. I like the Nothing as well. I have thoughts about the Nothing.
Okay.
It was also very good. I guess I have the same about the Deaf Heaven.
Yes.
I guess I should bring these up when I'm doing my list. Really, what I wanted to ask you.
Keep going. It's fine.
We're waiting.
Where do you separate a new album from a soundtrack?
Oh, okay.
Like what, when John Carpenter puts out a record, but then John Carpenter puts out a soundtrack, I see you put them both on the list. Is your list a top 10 releases, or is yours like an albums?
Well, all right. The way I did it, because I had like the top soundtrack, which was the Ninja Turtles, but then like you said, I have like John Carpenter, Halloween 2018. The way I kind of differentiate between them is my top soundtrack is like it was released in 2018, but the music itself may not have been released in 2018. Where the stuff on my top 10 list, John Carpenter's 2018 Halloween, he wrote that music for the 2018
For a 2018
release.
film.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Right.
Like that was released in 2018. Same thing with the
So, JB, I
Beyond
did it
the Gate
differently,
soundtrack.
and we can
It's
re-examine
new
it
music
when we get around.
in 2018.
So you're saying it's based on movie release date?
I guess. I mean, I guess if you can get the music ahead
Well,
of
what
time.
if Mr. Carpenter wrote it in the tracks in 2016?
I mean, pre-production starts, typically 2 to 3 years prior to the movie
We're
coming out.
going to dig into the liner notes to figure
This is
to
what
get to the bottom
we're
of this.
doing right now.
It always de-escalates into something like
does.
this.
We have a different podcast for this. It's called Dorkside.
I'm sorry. We'll be back. We'll do a Dorkside. It's all about.
We're due for our annual Dorkside.
Oh, totally. And we'll totally do soundtracks.
Yes.
That'll be next
My
episode.
God.
Don't hold me to that. It's going to be like 2 years.
Coming in 2020.
Okay. Thanks, Bri.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great list.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
I don't know why I needed to compliment him on his list. Yeah.
Concise and to the point.
And anyone want to go next?
I'll volunteer as tribute. If we're going to keep going with the Hunger Games.
Can someone play the sound effect that happens when someone dies right in...
Oh, my God.
I volunteer as
Okay,
tribute.
isn't this movie like 5 years old at this point? Like,
Way more than that.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Look, if there's one thing our podcast is known for, it is being up to date with the most current references of everything. Okay?
True.
We're current. We're up on our pop culture references.
We're waiting for the. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
And a new musical craze
Yep.
called jazz.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I volunteer as tribute. So dramatic.
I literally don't get it.
And that's how we got sued.
Like, he played music before. We're already in the hole.
Julia, you're usually my culture attaché to the millennials.
Okay.
Millennials don't know what that
alright,
word
we're
is.
That's true.
It's a briefcase.
Anyway,
My God.
Oh my god. Okay, Audrey, go.
Briefcase jokes.
I have an honorable mention, and I have my top 10. My honorable mention is Kamasi Washington, Heaven and Earth. That was very good. Nathaniel Ratcliffe and the Night Sweats. Sleep, The Scientists. Or The Sciences,
Sleep.
rather.
Sleep.
My hidden guilty pleasure, Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. I
Got
will
it.
put that on
Wow.
my
What?
list.
Got it.
Why
Certainly
have we
sounds like an
never-
invasion of privacy.
Why have we never listened to that in the store?
I haven't bought the record.
Just came out on vinyl, and it's been out on CD and digital.
it's not out on CD.
It's not out on CD.
At ease, Girk. Stand
Nice try.
down.
Nice try.
It is available on vinyl at darksiderecords.com right now.
Yeah, I think you just posted that like maybe 2 weeks ago. It hasn't been out very long.
All right, well, we need to spin that in the store.
So we'll spin it. Number 10, Florence and the Machine, High as Hope.
forgot
Originally
that came out this
started out as poetry, and then I guess she turned it into songs. Love me some Florence. Number 9 is Leon Bridges, Good Thing.
Ooh,
yeah, that was-
I
Yeah,
forgot
that was a
all
good
about
one.
that.
I found myself jamming to that one a lot when I was
Yeah,
here.
that's a great
Number
one.
8, obviously, Tenacious D, Post-Apocalypto. I feel like that's a
Apocalypto.
crowd favorite.
The fuck you did!
Number 7, Basement, Beside Myself. Again, that snuck up. I was not
Yes.
expecting to like that. I've heard of them before. I've listened to a little bit of their music, but it was just, I found myself like looking for it. Number 6 was Muse, Simulation Theory. I really liked that one. The cover looks like a soundtrack, and it sounds like a soundtrack to like some sort of crazy movie.
That's another one we've never listened to in
I'm
the store.
intrigued.
Yeah,
have to
no,
look
it
at
was
that,
good.
Berto.
It was very good. I mean, Muse with like their power ballads, so it's just it kind of goes along that same track.
I'm going to say really quick, just to interrupt you.
Yeah.
For anyone who's listening as well to this, for the remainder of the year, we're going to do a bunch of top 10 spins here in the store. So we're going to be playing the shit that we loved in the store. If you've got something, let us know. We'll give it a spin. But I want to hear. I literally have not listened to a second of the Muse record.
It's good.
So
It's good.
I like this plan. Go.
Number 5, The Internet, Hive Mind. That was a Drew kind of. He was
Who?
alluded. Drew, when he was here, he
Who?
like showed it to us.
Who are you? You have to be clear. Who is this?
Drew, and then he
That was
told
good.
Tyler. Tyler played it, and so it was by extension.
You don't remember him?
Oh, Druella DeVille.
Yeah.
Oh.
Druzy and the Pussycats.
Right.
Oh, wait, I love that one. That's my new favorite.
Why didn't you just say that?
Oh, I didn't know that was a plot.
May he rest in
I was
peace.
talking to her, but it's fine.
Number 4, City and Color, Guide Me Back Home again. Me and
Sorry.
me and Brian were talking about it, and it's live tracks from different shows, and the way that they arranged it was in a way that you thought it was all at the same show. Everything just flowed like perfectly throughout the whole album. Number 3, Anderson East Encore. That was another one that I feel like I replayed a lot while I was here. Number 2, Perfect Circle, Eat the Elephant. That's got to be up there. It's one of my favorites. And again, Pianos Become the Teeth, Wait for Love is number 1.
Yes. Perfect album.
Wow.
Good support.
Oh, yeah.
You got a shout out from Drew.
What did he say?
Nice.
Nice. Probably to the internet.
Wait, was there a Men Singers album this year?
No.
No,
No,
just
we just played last year.
Just
so
a lot of.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
just been pillaging the turkey a lot on that one.
they came out with a song or two, which was good. Like 2 singles, yeah. I'm gonna see them this weekend at Every Time I Die Christmas show.
Are you going to that?
Yeah,
In Buffalo?
yeah. Leaving tomorrow. I'm excited.
Well, by the time
I'm
this
probably gonna
airs, it
cry.
might be, you left yesterday.
Like, yeah.
I mean, technically, it's airing right now.
By the time it finishes airing.
So
That's going to be awesome.
yeah. So to you
Kirk saying,
guys,
"Hurry
I'm
the fuck
leaving
up."
tomorrow.
Already between those lines.
Whoever wants to go. I'm not.
I think Becca
I'll-
should go next.
Okay, Becca.
What do you think?
Okay, so favorite reissue.
That thing with cats.
Really?
And the other thing with cats.
Okay.
And then cats.
Cats. Okay. What's your honorable mention? Cat Stevens is your honorable mention. Okay.
Absolutely.
The
Yep.
Aristocat soundtrack.
That's number 10. Okay.
Cats Broadway American. Cats Broadway
UK.
European.
Yeah.
Fievel Goes West.
Aristocats.
The one with the cat.
Aristocats pick disc.
Yes.
Ugly Kid Joe covering Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, for God's sake.
We just did your
Cat
top 10
Power.
for you.
Cat Power.
Cat Power is a good one.
Cat Power, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thanks, Becca.
Okay.
Moving on.
Do I have to assign people who are going?
No,
I
it's
thought you
actually
were-
Becca's turn.
Yeah, it's actually Becca's turn. Real Becca. Not Cat Becca.
I like the fictional the fictional Becca list.
Me too.
It's very on brand.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Let me get my note out. Okay, so I had two
Very heavy in the chest. Sorry.
honorable mentions, which was Courtney Barnett, Tell Me How You Really Feel, and Florence and the Machine, High as Hope. Both albums I've really enjoyed, but this was a strong year for me, where pretty much like every single one of my like top 5 favorite artists put out a new album, and then there were some that like snuck on and kind of surprised me. So coming in at number 10, I have Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness with Upside Down Flowers.
Surprised it's that low. Honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
Honeymoon's over.
I know.
It was a long honeymoon, but I feel like it's always really like devastating when you have to admit that you don't like things that an artist you consistently loved is doing. It's not that I
Kanye
don't
West.
like-
I know exactly what you mean.
Didn't he do a thing with a guy that really pissed a lot of people off?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just like I feel like it would be unfair to just put it up really high because of my pre-existing relationship with him.
You've got
It
a
was
pre-existing condition.
Did you just refer to it as a relationship? Because we should dig into that.
like a pre-existing relationship with the music, but it was good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't. It was number 10. That's where it goes. Number 9 is Jason Mraz. No.
Oh, that one was
Razzmatazz.
It was overall really good, but specifically because this is the first time that he's made a studio version of the song "Sleeping to Dream," which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh, awesome.
And he's played it live for I think over 15 years, and is just now recorded it and put it on an album.
Aaron, could that have made your list? Jason Mraz? No. Oh.
I
was a
literally only
confident
played it
no.
because Aaron had an open
Confident
copy
no.
of it, and that's how I
But
started.
I thought it was very on brand for me when it came out. It just really
Yeah.
connected with how I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
And, I just really enjoyed it.
Did you say ungrand?
I get it.
Okay.
On brand.
On brand. Okay.
brand.
Okay.
What did I say that? Yeah, I said on brand.
On brand.
Number 8 is Vance Joy, Nation of Two. Originally, when it came out, I didn't love it, but as I listened to it more, it really, really grew on me, and it is a fantastic album. It's a strong sophomore release from the nice Australian boy. Number 7 is The Wombats, Beautiful People Will Ruin Your Life, which is just a catchy, fun Wombats album. The Wombats will always be on my list. I adore that. 6, 21 Pilots, Trench.
I love that one.
I liked it more than I was anticipating liking it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the singles that they put out before the record.
Yeah.
And the rest of the album is better than the singles.
I agree.
I think the singles, they picked really specifically weird ones that don't sound
Yeah,
like the
it made
rest of
me
my
not
album.
excited for the album.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it came out, I was pleasantly surprised. So.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised me. Number 5 was Kate Nash, Yesterday Was Forever.
Nice.
A lot of people did not realize she put out an album this year because she actually got dropped from her label by text message some odd number of years ago. But she is riding the wave right now because she's been on the show Glow on Netflix. So she actually crowdfunded this album.
Good show.
And it is a delight.
I love that show.
If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It's a strong release from her. I saw her at Rough Trade in August, and it was phenomenal.
Rough Trade UK.
Rough Trade East, yeah. I had to think about which one it was. Yeah, Rough Trade East, UK. Number 4 is James Bay, Electric Light.
Bay.
Very different from his last album, but real good.
Bay.
Number 3 is the soundtrack to A Star Is Born. I can safely say I listened to that more than most.
Take it easy, Julia. Take it easy.
I listened to that more than most other things this year.
that movie
That
was
was a
so
hard hitter.
Yeah, it
that
really
movie
was.
amazing. The soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, how would you describe that soundtrack? How would you define it, JB?
Oh, here we go. Save it for Dorkside.
To be
buddy.
fair,
I didn't know
there were
that
much
it
better
included that as a
soundtracks
soundtrack.
released this year.
Yeah.
Always include the soundtracks.
Yeah,
Boom.
I will always go
do
go
as
for
well.
Lady Gaga, and it was a strong.
Yeah.
Would you say that
performance
you're
from her.
goo-goo for Gaga?
See, I've been off the Gaga ship since after Fame Monster, so I don't
I
know.
just thought that
I can't tell if
soundtrack
that's
was
facetious
amazing.
enough.
She got me
No,
back
I really
with
enjoyed
the
Fame
Tony
Monster.
Bennett.
I was into that.
I will back you up.
Paparazzi. Mike over here.
I just
started
saw
seeing Batman, man.
A Star Is
Yeah,
Born.
I know.
Really liked it. I thought really good performances, and especially Bradley Cooper did a great job singing. The songwriting was really well done. I know a lot of people were involved, like Jason Isbell and Lucas Nelson, The Promise of the
It's
Real.
a great soundtrack.
They're good songs, man,
They're great songs.
and a good movie. I'm just backing you up. That's all. Continue. Okay.
Dirk, it sounds like you have an opinion over here.
Not as good as the Barbra Streisand one.
Wait, can I just? Sorry.
Yes.
It was so funny though, cause like the week it came out, just let me tell.
But the week it came out, Mars was doing this really weird thing, and then Saturn crossed over.
Okay.
Got deputized.
Wait.
You should be honored.
This is my hell.
Wait. Does that make JJ
This is my hell.
Lil Julia?
Yes.
I feel like the 2018 I made Justin. I don't even know. Like
Oh,
he
God.
see, like he started using my.
I'm so
mannerisms.
glad this is all on the
Oh, wait,
internet
I'm
right
gonna
now.
get to that when I get to my top. Just we're gonna talk about that. Don't worry.
Hand-slapping.
Wait.
Sorry. Okay. But like it was so
on.
funny because the whole month like the movie came out in the theater, all the middle-aged ladies came in to buy on the CD, and I was like, oh, I want to see it, or like I saw it like before and after, and each one was like, oh, have you seen like the older ones? Have you? And I'm like, no, I didn't even know. But it was just like funny how like every time I was like, no, I have never seen the Barbra Streisand one. I was so distracted the whole time. I don't even know what I just said.
I feel like that's most of you the time.
Yeah, all right, true. Sorry.
Sorry, Becca.
Sorry,
Continue. Go ahead.
Becca.
I've only got 2 left. So
Okay.
Not a ton. Number 2, and a completely predictable, unsurprising choice, is George
Andrew
Ezra's
McMahon.
Staying at Tamara's.
Man's.
Great album, especially because he took so goddamn long to release it. I went to a like pre-album secret show that he did last July, and the album came out in March. So
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
he took so long to put that album out. He released the first single from it almost a year before it came out, but he did not disappoint, as he never does.
Sounds like he disappointed for like a year. Sounds like he spent a year disappointing.
It was worth it, is what I'm saying. And then my number 1, and this was like, as soon as it came out, I knew it was my number 1, is Frank Turner's Be More Kind.
Oh.
Ooh.
Great album, the whole thing, every single track, just so good. Can I like tell like a really little humble brag story really fast?
No, here we go.
It's really short. He did
Just let
a,
him
so
It's
he
not.
did a
It's not gonna be
promotion.
Just a
short.
humble brag.
No,
That's
no,
all.
he did a promotion when the album came out because all of the album artwork is like these line drawings, and he had people send them in. And he used one of my paintings in his social media marketing.
Ooh.
Cool.
That's cool.
Interesting. Question.
Nice.
What is a humble brag?
Come on.
It's
Trigger
literally
warning.
how-
The word is in the
literally how it
definition. The definition is in the word.
Is it though? Is it?
Yeah, but
Humble brag.
humble brag.
I know what it means.
I get it.
So would a humble brag being like
Humble brag.
touche?
There you go. Well done. Also, I want to point out really quick, as we're going through this, we do actually have a drum set that's right there. So if we wanted to do
I've
an
wanted
actual
a stick for multiple times now because like this, not that effective.
You want a stick? I'll get you a stick.
No.
I'll get you a stick by 3 o'clock
HR.
with blue nail polish on it. We're doing two very different references.
Does he use
I
a
think.
hammer?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a hammer like right here.
Destroy that symbol.
See, Becca goes away for a year. You're a different person. Andrew McMahon is number 10. I can't keep up with
I
the
missed
world.
that. I was
What?
in the bathroom.
That
Sorry.
was when
Oh.
I guess
I
you
was
were.
peeing. Yeah.
that was when she was talking about number 10.
Okay.
Julia was doing number 2 during.
Right, that makes sense. Well, Jules.
Yep. Okay, so we'll start with my favorite reissue.
I'm sorry. It's not you, Julia. I'm just
It's
sitting across
fine.
from Justin.
I'm used to it.
And I look at him and he makes me laugh.
It makes me laugh too. Okay, so my favorite reissue was La Dispute, Somewhere at the Bottom of the River. My soundtrack of the year, I kind of just made it separate, was the Love Simon soundtrack. If you put the 1975 on a soundtrack, like, it's going to be my soundtrack of the year. Like, and a lot of, yeah. Oh, wait, they can see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's all do the
Actually,
Julia
the one
dance.
that's not really visible in the video.
Here you go. We'll all do the
But
Julia
also,
dance.
there was
Ready?
a lot of bleachers on the... Oh, wait, no, save it. Save it.
You gotta. Oh,
It's not
sorry.
yet.
Number one. Number one.
We're
We'll do
good.
it.
Well, whoa, no spoilers.
produced that soundtrack.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's why there is bleachers on it, because
Oh.
goddamn.
Because nepotism.
Jacking off otherwise.
Okay. I have a few
Jack
honorable mentions, but
Abraham.
I'll just mention one.
Different guy.
It was Idol's Joy as an Act of Resistance. A customer actually pre-ordered the CD, and when he came to pick it up, he was like, "Have you listened to this record?" And I was like, "Oh no," but I was like intrigued by like the album art because it's just like it looks like it's in a church, and it's like a bunch of people dressed in like church clothes, and it's like a huge mosh pit. So I was already like interested, and I really enjoyed that.
Do it, man. Do it.
Stop and shop.
Do it.
So my number 10, I know it should be higher. I just feel like I haven't had enough time with it. It's Slothrust the Pack. Thanks to my boss, Justin. No, we're good.
I forgot that one. That
I'm
would have
sorry.
been on my
That's
list
Lil
probably.
Julia.
So, yeah. But Slothrust, like, it was like not even 3 weeks ago. I was driving to school, and I was listening to it all the way through, and it was like the first time I actually was really listening to it, and Birthday Cake came on, and I bursted into tears, and I was like, all right, that'll do it. That's gonna.
And there's the list.
I was like, that has to make my top 10 somehow. So, but yeah, that was a good one. And then, but also, like, I could have been crying for a few reasons. Like, my period was coming at finals. But
Mercury was in retrograde.
yeah, I know. Thank you, Brian.
That's a good reason
Exactly,
to
you
cry.
were speaking
That's
my
a good reason to
language.
cry.
Oh, my mom's calling me. Okay. Okay.
She's watching.
Hi, Mom.
She's watching
Wait,
right now.
Put it on. Put it on speaker.
try-
Wait, put her on
answer?
speakerphone.
Speaker.
Mom, I am literally on the podcast right now, and you are on speaker. I'm giving my top 10.
I really hope it's good news.
I was worried about you.
Okay, well, I'm literally.
Hold on, Chris, we want to say hi to you. Chris wants to say hi to you.
Okay, but you're saying hi to the podcast.
She was on the internet.
Serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Julia's mom.
I'm literally
Julia's
giving
mom.
my list right now.
I know you're trying to be so cool, and your mother's calling you to make sure that you're safe in the
Oh, no. She's still cool. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Oh, you want to hear my top list?
Yes. Yes.
Drake. No, watch.
Does that have to be the newest people, or can I use
What?
Queen? Because
Look what you guys have done.
oh, God.
We'll waive the rules for
Whatever
you.
you want. Just give us a quick top 10.
Well, my favorite that Queen movie was unbelievable.
Hell
That
yeah,
blew
it
me
was.
away. But this is albums, new albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I was in Zoomies today, and I heard Blink 182 from when I listened to them.
It didn't come out this year.
Close enough.
It's fine. She gets a pass. She gets a pass because she's your mom.
Mom, new albums. Come on.
I don't know, Joe.
Okay.
Okay, love you guys. Oh, I love the new 1975. Love
That's my mom.
So did the Exterminator, I heard.
Oh my God! Yeah, my piss guy loved the 1975. It was weird, but I loved
you
it.
said piss guy.
My piss
Yes,
guy.
it
All
did.
right. Love you, Mom. Bye.
Be safe. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
JB, say Merry Christmas.
Okay.
will not.
You will say it.
I'm fighting a war against Christmas.
Oh, by the way,
Celebrate Christmas.
wait. By the way, my mom is
Are
a
you lying
Leo.
to me right now?
So just finish.
Look in my eyes.
She would have said
You're
that.
not- you're lying.
Drew said hi to your mom, too.
Sorry, Becca. I didn't mean to put you in the middle of that.
Okay. So where was I? I don't
I
even.
think you were on 9.
Okay. So
Oh my
number
God.
9.
You didn't get very far.
Thank you for putting us back on track, Audrey.
It's the best parts of
I know. So good.
Okay.
Make a completely different topic.
Okay. Now she's texting me like a bunch of times. Okay.
Oh my God, I was on the internet.
Wait, she's like,
Is she aware that we're live streaming this? She could just
she
watch.
doesn't understand what that means. So like, I really don't think she understands. Okay, so number 9.
Quesadillas. I apologize for that. Everyone around me, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you for the quesadillas, Jenny.
She's not listening.
Okay, Jules,
She
go.
signed up
Thank
for
you.
a minute.
Okay, number 9 is The Void's Virtue. Julian Casablancas side project. It's not The Strokes, we all know that. But it like Julian, he had to make it on the list. And also it was one of my top shows of the year. I got to see him 2 times at Elsewhere, and I got to be 5 feet away from him because I actually started the mosh pit there. I was really proud of it.
What'd you call it before? Humble brag.
Yeah, there's my humble brag. That's what I was trying to tell you. I was like, I got a couple too. But yeah, so like because of that, I was like 5 feet away from him, but like he couldn't touch my hand because I was too short. Like story of my life.
Because you're 5 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, so and everyone was taller than me that was surrounding me.
You should have just laid down. It was 5 feet away.
Height ruined everything around her.
Yeah.
Shout
But
out to
that
Dead
show, those shows were so awesome. Okay, number 8 was Tiny Moving Parts Swell, and that's just pure shred.
Yeah,
like
they're really
his
good.
Dylan's guitar work is unreal.
Julie's mom made me laugh so hard I'm sweating.
Me too, because I am embarrassed. Okay. JB, remember when you said to me, this was the summer of pop punk?
I did say that
And
to you.
I was like, no.
It's because there was like a pop punk
And then-
release every week.
Well,
Yeah.
I went to do my top 10, and it's like all pop punk. So everyone buckle up.
Wait, what have we been doing so far?
Coasting.
Number 7 was Joyce Manor, $1 Million to Kill Me. Number 6 is Alkaline Trio, Is This Thing Cursed?
Oh, yeah.
We're halfway there.
Yeah, Matt Skiba just belongs in Alkaline Trio and not Blink-182. Like, his songwriting is so much better, and it's like polar opposite of Blink-182. And he must have been like a straight jacket, like writing California, and like he like totally blew me away with this record. Number 5 is Real Friends Composure. Number 4, Brian, we're twins. Basement Beside Myself. That one really surprised me too.
Shit, man. That
Yeah,
was really
it
good.
was so good.
Just out of nowhere.
Seriously, I really wasn't expecting that, and I believe this is their first album on Few by Ramen too. So they did a good job with that. Number 3, The Story So Far, Proper Dose. That front to back, that album is so good, and I think it's probably like either like the best or like the second best they've ever done. It's a lot more mature.
Those are bold words.
I know. I just feel like because they're older now,
Yeah. Get older.
A little bit
Get
older,
fat.
a little bit wiser.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Number
Suddenly you're Death Cab for Cutie.
Number 2 was Culture Abuse, Bay Dream. This was like this album literally is like has every like Julia essential I look for in like an album. Like it's like all like punk.
JB's
band.
leaving.
Mile at Target.
JB's leaving.
Oh, JB, you don't want to talk about it? Okay. It's just like a bunch of punk dudes from California, like upbeat, like punk, and just like talking about like smoking weed and playing on the beach, loving your significant other. And it's just like all.
What it's like to be in your 20s.
It's
again.
like.
I was gonna say, oh my god,
It's just
the fantasy.
It's such a perfect album. And they're so fun live also. And then my number one, which is like
Hands up!
the 1975. I literally, a band
Done
has
with that.
never made me feel this way. Like I'm sweating now because like I
thought you were
fucking
sweating 'cause your
love
mother
this
embarrassed you.
band. And this album totally blew me away. It's kind of different than what they're done. They're kind of like all over the place. It's an emotional roller coaster. I cried. I laughed. I just everything. I play it all the time in the store. Thank you for everyone for putting up with me all year, talking about how it was my most.
Is this like her
anticipated
Oscar
album.
acceptance speech?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let her go.
Just let it
Just
roll.
Okay, I'll just let her
me
go.
Come on.
That you're really not gonna like.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I haven't heard this album a single time. I haven't heard a single song.
Well,
From this album.
buckle up.
Welcome back, Becca. 'Cause you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it a few fucking times.
That album, within a week that it was released, Banquet Records in the UK said it was their #1 selling album of all.
Oh,
time.
I know. I was
But
keeping
not to you,
track. I
obviously.
was so.
I thought it was interesting.
It is interesting.
That got so bad. I wanted to like switch places with you because you were still in the UK and
have like a Freaky Friday.
I know literally. And I
I
was
know
like,
exactly what you're talking
I was like,
about.
if
You
I
wanted
was
to go to that show
if
for
I was
Slam,
Becca,
didn't
I
you?
would be in London right now, and I would be.
And I would never Brexit. I would never Brexit.
Well, like no, like the day, like when that show happened, you were still
I know
there.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, that show looked
Exactly.
amazing.
I
But,
don't.
yeah.
So
okay.
the store, Banquet Records, they have like this thing they do is called New Slang, and they moved it from the Hippodrome to this place called Prism. But all the shows cap at about 500, 700, so they're really small shows, and the tickets are always really cheap. But they get like the 1975. They've gotten Mumford and Sons, like. So to go to these shows
That
is
sounds amazing. Julia, why weren't you there?
Because I'm a broke college student.
That sounded like so much fun when it was #2 on your list. Your little ideal summer of
Oh, yeah.
marijuana and love.
Yeah.
When you
I
need to
just-
get to London. I know. I know.
What I think, really quick, what I think Roberto is saying is that next time they do a thing, let him know he's happy to buy you the plane ticket.
I know.
That's
I
exactly
honestly don't
what
know
he's
why I
saying.
didn't hit you up because
He's-
you're just like you're always
think of so many
traveling.
reasons why you should never hit me up for a
Like just to help a girl out. I'm one of your employees. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. I know what we're doing for Secret Santa.
Oh, there goes that raise.
What?
Oh yeah, are we still doing?
You're get. Oh yeah, that's an important question.
Did we pull for
Was
that?
never brought up.
I think we should.
Eve says that he is officially old. He only knows one band Julia is talking about.
Well, Eve.
Hey, oh, no,
Get
there's a follow-up.
with it.
Okay, 2.
Wait, what? Which ones?
She wants to know which ones, Eves.
You can leave
We'll,
it in the
we'll keep
comments.
moving on.
Comment
Yeah.
down below.
We're going to move on.
Yep.
Be
I'll
sure
pass
to
her a note.
click the alert button. Oh, we're not there yet. Tell people to put the notifications on.
No, that's the end.
Well, I feel like now might be a good time. Now that Brian is gone, I feel like now might be a good time to do really quick. Actually, JJ, here, I think you might be the best person to read this here.
I can't
Yeah.
do it without getting in trouble, but I'll read it in my normal voice.
No, I think you should
This is the
do it, in
this is
your voice
Aaron's
voice.
top 10. Aaron, who is here, like I said, with us in
Against
body
her will.
and spirit,
And voice.
possibly in voice, depending on how we read this. She gave us a list.
There's the look.
Should have gave me the look.
That's it.
Yep. Oh,
She gave us a top 3.
she's got the angry shoulders going on.
She gave us a top 3, and as she explained, it's a moral
just her
top
natural
3,
shoulder.
because Aaron thought that only 3 albums were worthy of being on the list this year.
Okay.
So she didn't feel like filling it up with fluff. I respect the shit out of that.
No, you don't.
Can I give your honorable mentions?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess.
I think
And his word will be taken just for what it is.
I
So
think,
we're going to assume he's correct.
We'll start with honorable mentions. And then I think what we should do is number 10 through number 4, we should just make it up ourselves for Aaron. I mean, we should totally read the list that she gave us of 10 through 4.
Yes, that.
Perfect.
That.
Okay, so honorable mentions.
Clarence Carter, Dr. Cece.
No, that's number 10. What's the honorable mention?
Don't do
it. Okay, actual honorable mentions. Number H1, Eminem, Kamikaze.
Why is that an honorable mention?
Because it wasn't good enough for the top 3.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because Aaron's reasons why.
H2, Matt Nathanson, whatever the name of the Matt Nathanson record is.
That sounds like number 9 to me.
And also H2A, Matt Nathanson's cover of Def Leppard's Hysteria. Was it Hysteria? Honorable mention H3.
Number 8.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Into the Woods.
I can't believe
Wait.
Justin Timberlake, Man of the Woods.
Yeah.
What's like the line that he is gonna say it's fake, right?
What?
I don't know what just happened.
Isn't that the line from the
I'm
Tyler,
not
help
actually,
me out
I'm not
with
actually
that.
Aaron.
No.
Juliet, you're really asking the wrong people. That's the problem here.
Wait, Aaron, am I right? When he's like, hey, it's gonna say it's fake. Isn't that like the big song?
Okay.
What? It's on your list.
Okay, so
No, it's not actually on our list at all.
Absolutely no
Anyway,
confirmations.
number 7.
Jason Mraz. Okay, Mr. No. Was that what it was called? Just
Just make that up. I just spoke into my beer bottle, by the way, instead of the microphone.
Chip, you're cut off.
That's a
number
funny
6?
story.
He's just trying to drink his
I'm
microphone.
going to put this microphone down.
It's like this.
Reissue Hanson Christmas.
Hanson snowed in. Favorite reissue of the year.
So far.
Yes, that's true.
I'm not sure when that New Kids in the Block reissue
There's a
comes out.
new track out from Allison Sue Dahl. I could put that as an honorable mention, aka a fine frenzy for you, you nerds out there.
I like a fine frenzy. I appreciate that.
I don't have anything else. I'm gonna go to actual list now.
Okay.
The top 3.
Nope,
Number
nope.
3,
No. That's
Save
number
it.
1. Save it for number 1.
The Aces.
Easy.
When my heart
Easy.
felt volcanic. We played that in here a bunch, actually. You would remember. It's sort of poppy and fun, and they say a phrase that I really don't like. They say that your lovin' is Bible, and I just have a problem with that line.
Your lovin' is Bible?
Is that
Like
the book, the Bible,
verb?
or the Kardashian Bible?
I didn't know
What?
there was such a
What?
thing. So.
Bible. Right? Should I explain it?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
No.
Number 2,
Okay.
we can Google
You're
it.
lost.
Leon Bridges.
I don't
Good
think it is.
thing.
Ooh, yes.
Which
yes.
was a
That
good
one.
record. Didn't make my list personally. Or I mean, it did make my
Number
list because
9.
I'm Aaron. And, and number 1. I hope you're happy about this.
Oh, yeah.
It's Blue Octobers. I hope you're happy.
Oh.
You know,
well
I gotta
played,
say,
Aaron. Well
that
played.
record surprised me. It came on in the store, and
You know why it was
I
her number 1?
kind of liked it. I don't know, man.
You want to know why it's her number 1?
Huh?
Because she has a thing for Justins.
Dude, if you had brought her to the show, she could have gotten to hold his hand from the front row.
We didn't have a babysitter.
Well, you know, it's fine.
At least it wasn't that her arms were too short.
True.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
that
Julia could have
sucks,
touched
'cause
him if
there's
she'd come to the
literally
in-store
nothing
we
you can
had.
do about that.
That she's the only person we didn't ask to work.
Thank you, Aaron, for giving
hear
us
what
your
you said.
list.
I
Is
said
that
we
Aaron's
didn't
first
invite
list
you to
ever?
work the Blue
Since
October
we-
in
since
store.
the
That
incarnation
never
Oh yeah,
happens.
I was out of the loop that day.
Oh, no, there was a top 5 last year?
Yeah, I don't. Correct. It was not her first list. Okay.
Oh,
Eve says that he's heard of the 1975 and Alkaline Trio.
Cool.
there it is.
Cool.
Heard of.
Good follow up there, Eve.
Yeah.
Maybe he's heard. I don't know.
Have you heard? Comment below. Just kidding. You don't have to. You can be done with this.
This is also Match.com all of a sudden.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey. Who's next?
That side of the table.
I'm gonna
I'ma get it.
Yep.
My soundtrack of the year is also my reissue of the year.
Oh yeah!
It's the Rugrats movie soundtrack. Yeah. How you gonna have Murda Mace and Elvis Costello on the same record?
You're right there.
I'm good.
Hey, look, you're talking to the people who got tweeted at by Coolio, all right, for being on the Coolio soundtrack. So we appreciate a good, diverse soundtrack.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Coolio. Thanks
Shout
for
out
tweeting
to
at us.
Coolio.
I love his response too. It's just 2 words.
Didn't hurt.
Friend of the store, Coolio.
Friend of the store, Coolio.
Add him to the list. A couple honorable mentions. Coheed's Vaxis 1 on Heavenly Creatures. I don't necessarily love Coheed, but god damn it.
Yeah.
Some fucking bangers on
Catchy.
that one.
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak's Oxnard.
Nerd.
Nard.
The nerd
The
dog.
Nerd Dog! Yay! I know what that means now.
That's true.
Another honorable mention, Leon Bridges' Good Thing, of course. That was a good one. Charles Bradley's Black Velvet.
Oh yeah.
All right, number 10, I got the Sons of Kemet. Your Queen is a Reptile. They are a 4-piece British jazz quartet. Tuba, saxophone, 2 drummers.
That was a fun album.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was a really fun album.
And they also sometimes have a reggae DJ who does the talk rap thing over the songs, and all the songs starts with "My Queen is" "My Queen is Harriet Tubman." They have and it's all women of importance. And I forgot which song it was.
Love that.
But the one song is he named after his great grandma, which is really cool. I was reading about it. Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
So it fostered, family, all that good stuff.
You made Julia cry.
Number 9, the Interrupters, Fight the Good Fight.
Yes.
I almost played that out of my list, but I guess it means it's a good album. Played the shit out of that. Number 8, Brockhampton, Iridescence. Shout out to Drew. For the show. It was a good time.
He's not watching anymore.
He might. One of 3.
We've actually slipped to our lowest viewer count yet.
Which is surprisingly 4.
No, we're back up where it was.
Okay.
I'm bringing them back. For
anyone just tuning in, we are recording a podcast right now. That's what you're watching.
So
We expect you to listen to it.
Subscribe in iTunes or...
We'll edit out a lot of the astrology.
We're on Spotify
okay.
now.
Okay. Then the beginning of the podcast won't make sense because I said this podcast was about astrology. Then we're liars.
That's
so
the
it
problem.
stays.
That it will make
JB,
sense.
Don't make us
JB,
liars,
it
Berto.
stays.
Okay.
Jimmy, it stays.
Julia, I got your back 100%.
Thank you. I know
so don't
because
worry.
you're the editor, so I'm just
We're good.
stays.
Girk?
Number 7, Blood Orange, Negro Swan. Number 6, Tom Misch with Geography. Just got that in today, and we listened to it.
That was cool.
I think it was a fun little ditty.
That was an accident.
Vince Staples, FM, is number 5 for me. Still not out on any physical format.
At least it's not your number 1 this year.
Number 4, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, Young Sick
Yeah.
Camellia. Damn, that boy can wail. That boy good. That boy real good. Number 3 is No Name with Room 25. She's a MC out of Chicago. Done stuff with Chance the Rapper. Was on Chance's album Coloring Book.
I just saw this shit about Chance.
What happened?
That he's quitting music to study the Bible for a while.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Well, his last album was really...
There's the gospel choirs and stuff in it, right?
Yeah.
But No Name is...
Prayers go up.
Shame.
No Name's really cool.
Proud of you. Thank you.
Number 2, Kali Uchis, Isolation.
That one was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Columbia.
Have you played that in here?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
played it once or twice. It's on blue vinyl, which is really nice.
It's like aesthetically
I
pleasing.
found her because of Tyler the Creator's album last year. She was on a song or two, and listened to it. I want to put it high because I don't really care for pop music too much. So it
It
just
broke the list.
it made it,
She made it.
and there's a song in Spanish, and I don't know Spanish, so that and I like that song.
fun.
So there's that.
It's one word. Yeah, very good. Way to expand your view.
Gracias.
De nada.
And number 1 is Nathaniel Rateliff's "Tearing at the Seams."
Yeah.
Doing the White Boy Soul this year. It's just like
There's a lot of it.
It came out early. It came out like January, February, March, one of those months. A lot goes on, a lot of releases, but I listened to it all year. It's like stayed on my Spotify, like recently played. Just super enjoyable. I ride to it. I smoke cigarettes to it. Dance to it. Yes, right. Yep. But yeah, another just great voice.
Tobacco's the
Kills
devil.
So yeah, I was late to his first album, and I'm glad I caught this one on time.
Yeah, that was a solid album. It was front to back. It was really just every song flowed really nicely.
It's just good working music.
Yeah.
Throw it on. And
Oh yeah.
And I work to it. Yeah. That'll do.
I would like to say that yes, Drew is still with us.
Thank you, Drew.
And
hey,
also,
welcome back.
Tina Norton says hi from New Zealand.
What?
Hey, Kiwi.
Hello.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Good
What
day.
were you gonna do?
No.
She's gonna say a fruit too.
Whoa. Do they say good day in New Zealand, or is that only an Australian thing?
Don't insult it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my
I know they call
We're
themselves
gonna lose
different
a viewer
things.
now. We just leave it.
I've never actually heard.
Let's bring it back with some Flight of the Conchords.
I heard it in
love.
Australia a lot.
Awesome. Well,
Welcome.
thank you for
Again.
watching all the way in
Sorry.
New Zealand, where I assume it is tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
So
yeah.
thank you for
Where-
watching.
Oh shit,
Thank
she's
you.
talking from the
It's
future.
almost tomorrow here.
She's talking from the
Oh my
future.
Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock.
Ooh, God.
That got way less attention
Way
than it
past
should
that
have.
time.
Yeah, I know.
We're
Thank
being
you.
spoken
Thank
to
you.
from the future.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a good joke.
All right, who's
Who's
up?
All right. I guess
One
I
of
will
you
go.
two.
I'm always
Or
last.
JP.
Yeah, he's always
okay.
last.
You don't have to go
Central or
last. You can
something.
go.
Yeah. I'm a Capricorn. And my rising sign is also Capricorn.
Is it really?
I don't remember.
No, because
Edit.
my. Okay, you know what? Just.
How do you figure that out?
What is it again?
It's that song from Survivor. Rising up.
Oh, Eye of the Tiger.
Oh my.
You know that one.
You heard it?
I've heard of it.
You heard?
All right. So I'll do mine. The JB top 10. Actually, I'm only going to do 9 only because I'm the 9th best guitar player.
Whoa.
Suck at all other guitar players.
I was waiting for
Sorry, I
that.
didn't mean to throw my phone. That was
Ow, that hurt.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Sorry.
Audio Eclairs magazine has declared John H. Bryan IV.
John Harvey. In 2018, we finally found out what his middle name was, and that was the highlight of my 2018.
That's number 1 on the list.
Wait, there's another.
I was actually
highlight,
really
like,
let down. I was
talk
hoping it
about
was
what
Humperdinck. That's been
Sorry.
years pulling for
You were saying number 9 guitarist? What?
JB's like, I want to fucking kill Julia.
That's my name, Internet.
Now your identity can be stolen.
So, fuck you. All right, so
Dad.
I guess great-grandpa?
Great-grandpa.
I guess? Yeah.
She basically just ripped off the Spider-Man mask on the news. It's a reference I know you understand.
I do. I was Iron Spider in that suit. My top 10 list, I also have I'll start with a favorite reissue here. My favorite reissue of 2018 was 18 Visions Until the Ink Runs Out.
You freaked the fuck out when you heard about that.
I had no idea that reissue was coming out until I think it showed up.
Yeah.
And I will, as I explained to Brian, that is my murder album. That is like the hardest I will ever mosh
Hey,
in
Becca.
my life is to that album. And
I was going to say, what you're about to say is going to be on the internet, so let's just maybe consult an attorney.
I have not murdered anyone, but holy shit, when that record is on, I cannot stop.
Like when
Throwing
someone looks at you
When
and says,
I do,
I have not murdered
18
someone.
Missions is going to be playing.
Yeah,
And you'll get 18 to life.
Yes.
that was my mosh record of my 20s, and it still fucking rules. And I was so happy that came out, and to be surprised by it, by it showing up with completely re-envisioned artwork and remastered. Holy fuck!
That album still rips.
Still rules.
Fucking rips. Holy shit!
If you haven't,
Holy shit!
if you haven't listened to it,
Brian has strong feelings on this point.
I fucking love that record.
Shout out them System of a Down reissues.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All of the above.
that's
Maybe
my
steal this
honorable
album.
reissue mention is
Yeah.
all the System of a Downs also
Yeah.
out this year.
I'll clap for that one.
Somebody told me that there was a reissue.
Toxicity.
You wanted to. My honorable mention was Pharaoh Lux Cheap Funeral for You.
That was a good one.
Great fucking EP from a great fucking band who just broke up, sadly.
Remember when
But
they came in the
holy
store?
shit, amazing songs.
I was like, wait, that's the...
Best fucking spoken word sing along you can ever have, where you get to curse out neo-Nazis and the
So,
KKK.
oh my god, that song is
KKK.
so good.
No way. Robot.
We're not there yet. All right, we're not
I
there
was
yet.
waiting for it.
We'll get there. Number 10. Brian's number 4.
Okay. Wait.
No, wait, no,
Wait.
that's yours is
Wait.
Basement.
Triplets?
Wait,
I'm not good at
Basement
math.
is on your
okay.
list.
Basement was his number 4.
Yeah.
They were twins.
What's his number?
remember?
What's your number 5?
City and Color.
What's your number 6?
I don't remember.
Uh,
John Carpenter, I think.
my number 10.
It's like a 20% chance.
Between the Buried and Me, Automata 1 and 2.
Okay, I think that was 7. So you were almost kind of close.
I would have gotten there eventually. Love that band. Just that's all that needs to be said. Number 9, A Perfect Circle, Eat the Elephant. Just a great fucking record, and one that I play really often. It's just a great listenable album. The songs are good, and it's just it fits so many different moods. And for a band that took, a decade off from putting out new music and to come back with this, I thought was not a letdown. And that's
Agreed.
That hurdle itself is a huge hurdle when you're a band. So, well done, A Perfect Circle. Number 8, The Black Queen, Infinite Games. The Black Queen is the side project of Joshua Eustace and the singer of the Dillinger Escape Plan.
There's a thing happening down in the other end of
There's
the
a thing on the internet.
Oh, no.
The Black Queen is a great, throwback 80s,
right.
electronic album. So much Depeche Mode. It's just a great album. I was pleasantly surprised by it this year. Really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Do I get to know what is being said?
I don't want to interrupt.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Should I? I might as well interrupt at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have any friends named Chris?
Can you be more specific?
Chris P?
Pullitz?
Yeah.
I know Chris Pullitz. Great guy. Love Chris Pullitz.
Well,
Be careful. before
Pullitz,
you-
let me rephrase that. I loved Chris Pullitz. Potentially, up to this
Exactly.
point.
he says
Oh, God.
he does win the Pulitzer Prize for this.
Oh,
one.
God.
Uh-huh.
How did I never think of that joke before?
It's a breaking story, really.
Yeah. Breaking news.
I'm
John, he didn't type it exactly right, but John H. Bryan IV actually has 2 pinky toes. Dead serious. He doesn't like talking about it. It's a genetic
I
defect in
can
the
tell from
Bryan
his
family.
face.
It's why he doesn't wear sandals or won't take his socks off his socks. Ask him.
All right.
I thought we
Well,
agreed,
John, we're going to you for a comment.
we agreed not to talk about this. And listen, as far as people with similar toe deformities, there are dozens of us, okay?
JB,
In the Bryan
Not ashamed.
family?
JB, I have to ask you, do you swim faster?
Well, I want to point out, he said I have 2 pinky toes. That is 100% correct.
So?
I have total 2 pinky toes. That is 100% correct. So
Audrey,
thank you
he
for-
would swim faster if he ever took his shoes off to go in the water.
If I didn't have all this body hair just slowing me down the whole time, that's really the issue. It's very absorbent. Number...
It's like he's wearing terry cloth at all times.
Ew. Gross.
His back also doubles as a bath mat.
Oh my god.
You know when you open up your dryer and you pull out the lint collector? That's my life. Number 7, the Netherlands. Black Gaia. Netherlands is just a great fucking band from New York City. I have had the privilege of playing a bunch of shows with them. What?
Sounds like
So what a scam.
Yeah, seriously.
It should be from the Netherlands.
From New York City? Come on, guys. Come on.
Great band. Great songs. Really fun. Stupid loud. Great band. Can't recommend them enough. Go find them. They just put out a new record, Black Gaia, this year, clearly, because it's on the...
Black Gaia.
Let's move on.
My mom's top album of the year, Black Gaia.
Oh my god.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
And good night.
Brian is stepping back.
Can we call your mom? Can we get her on the podcast really quick? That'd be really...
We lost touch with our correspondent, Brian.
2 moms in one podcast.
And we're back. All right.
That's the joke of the night right there.
Yeah. Number 6. Your mom's a very nice lady.
She's a gem.
Number 6, Pig Destroyer, Head Cage. I had a couple of wonderful friends of mine. If you don't know, the same assholes who are laughing at me right now. I got married this year, if you didn't know. Thank you. I don't have a joke for that, but for my... I could not have
See what
asked...
happens next year.
It's a weird joke. I could not have asked for a better bachelor party. I was told a couple days in advance to bring a poncho because you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really oddly specific request to bring to a bachelor party. And then I told Anthony Verano, who was also in my wedding party, I told him that I was really afraid of heights. And he goes, oh, well, we might want to re-envision plans for your bachelor party then. He's also a huge dick. That's the but my bachelor party involved the nerdiest and most wonderful things, a shitload of vegan food, delicious beers, nerdery. That's going to a museum. And we saw Pig Destroyer to cap the night off. And it was indeed Jason Sherman, my friend Jason Sherman, singer of...
blew it.
who showed up halfway through the bachelor party. And
I can't wait for Pig Destroyer.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But to be fair, you guys covered it up very well because he was like, I can't wait for Pig Destroyer. And I was like, oh shit, Pig Destroyer's playing? Man, I wish we were doing that. And then everyone kind of looked awkwardly at each other, and that's when I figured it out.
Aww.
So thank you for that.
And I
As
remember
we were drinking beers at a bar where we weren't allowed to talk.
It's called the Burp Castle. It's surprisingly fun. I recommend going there in New York City. The Burp Castle.
But not the bathroom.
Not going there. I'm just going to put that out there.
The bathroom has a Dead Empire sticker from like
does, actually.
5 years ago. Anyway, number 5, Daughters, You Won't Get What You Want. This was on a lot of people's top 10 lists this year. It's the new album from a band that took what I thought was a great shift in their sound. Went from being let's say a mathcore hardcore band. That's a terrible description of what they used to be. Let's say they were very differently loud. And now they have gone much more... They went full Nick Cave on this thing. And it is dark and creepy and sounds like a fucking anxiety attack. And it's
It really does.
brilliant.
I listened to it one time and one time only. That was enough for me.
Great.
You
Maggot
broke
Mike,
Julia.
It's intense. It's intense.
Maggot Mike will back me up on this.
Wait, no, he's the reason why I even listened to it. He's like, we have to listen to this record because like everyone's talking about it, and I was just like, whoa, this is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Like I respect it, but I was like, it's not for me. It's very intense.
It's
It literally
definitely-
sounds like an anxiety attack.
Yes,
Like,
it's
yeah.
it's not for a lot of people. I thought JJ would enjoy it because I do hear a lot of like that Nick Cave influence.
I
in
actually
there.
said that to Mike. I was like, I think Justin. This seems like a Justin record.
Well,
I'm not kidding.
I'll bring it in. We can have an anxiety attack together in the store.
I listened to it the
more
other day. I
into
put it on
Destroyer.
the other day after we were talking. And I only made it a couple tracks in. There was a lot of anxiety. It was very weird.
Yes,
So
very
I
weird.
gotta play it again.
Great record. Number 4, a band that I just discovered this year, Night Verses, from the Gallery of Sleep. A great instrumental band. Their new record was out on Equal Vision Records, and I thought it was a really fun departure from what I feel like Equal Vision often puts out, which leans more, let's say, hardcore and metalcore bands. It's just instrumental, it's proggy, it's heavy as shit, it's really interesting, and it was the record that I think grabbed me the most this year. And that's what I look for in my top 10 picks, is I want a record to grab me by the feels.
Yeah, that was a really cool album. That was really fucking cool.
Number 3, the fuck it is. Tenacious D Post-Apocalypto. Obviously, I love the D. Read that however you want, Internet.
With
got
those
to-
little toes.
Got to see. I got to see them for the first time ever this year. That was another, let's say, Darkside
Show
field
was
trip
so
that we
good.
took.
It was
So good.
I didn't realize that it was like their intro to that tour. It was the first day that we were
Yeah,
there.
we were the first night of the tour in
Really
Brooklyn. Tenacious D has been a huge part of my life, all my life. I could say safely I've modeled my life after Jack Black's character.
I say
in
this all the
Tenacious D.
time.
Yeah.
You really, it's just like when you sound like him sometimes. And it's weird.
It's pretty much,
but
I've stolen
funny.
all of it from Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the D, and Post-Apocalypto is fucking great. We quote it all the time. We listened to, there's a period, we might have stopped this, but there's a period where we listened to it daily in store. And I even kept it going when I was on my days off. I would listen to it at home, so I kept the streak going.
It even infected Erin. She found
Exactly.
herself thinking of Crack-a-Lack-a-Ding-Dong the other night.
I wake up with the songs in my head in the
And
morning.
she always goes, "Fuck you."
That sounds like her. You
Great
really-
quotes, really funny. A great return from a great
Totally
act.
been deputized. It's just
Number 2, Sleep.
sleep the shine shit.
The Scientist. I mean, I like Sleep anyway. I like Matt Pike.
Sleep.
It was a great record. It's another one going back to why I pick records to go on this list, and one of my criteria is records that I spin regularly and that I will continue to spin. Sleep the Sciences is one of those records for me. And my numero uno pick.
Ryan's caught like the 4 a.m. giggles.
Ryan's having some issues.
He's crying. He's crying.
We lost Brian.
Brian is crying.
Brian. We get to number 1 and we lost Brian.
Oh no.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
We found our new sad boy. My number 1,
We did that already.
We've moved on.
True.
Dead Empires. Disappeared. According to Audio Eclairs.
Humble
not-
brag.
Number
Humble
9
brag.
in the world. No, my number
Is it
1.
humble brag?
What?
It's a humble brag.
Yeah, that was
Humble brag?
technically it's a shameless plug if you really
Yeah,
want to be
that's what I'm
specific.
saying. Is it a shameless
Nothing
plug
humble
or is
about
it a
it.
humble brag?
My number 1 was actually Deaf Heaven. Ordinary
yeah.
Corrupt Human Love.
Nice.
That record surprised the shit out of me. It was I'm clearly speechless.
Left you
talking about it.
speechless.
Yeah, it was so different, and I was so impressed with the songwriting and the sound. And I will even say an interesting thing: Alan Douches, friend of the show,
Friend of the store.
friend of the store, amazing ear, great mastering engineer. We had a podcast a couple of months back where we talked to him at length about audio engineering and mastering, and I now pay attention much more to the difference in mastering between things on vinyl and things on CD or digital, because as he explained, they go through a very different process. They're processed to highlight very different things. And I played this record, or I told my wife, Jenny, I said, you're going to fucking love this record. I promise you. It's like black metal and 90s grunge and post-rock, and it's just fucking great. And I was like, you're going to hate the vocalist, but you're going to love every second of the music. And that was what I thought was the main difference in that in those two mixes. So we played it while on a road trip. We played the the digital/CD mastered version, and it was so much louder, and I felt more aggressive, and the vocals were so much more prominent in the mix. And then we were halfway through, and I think she said something to the effect of like, "I hate this," and so I said, "Just okay, I'm stopping it. When we get home, let's do it." I put the record on, and it's just such a more rich and diverse mix of the album. And when I played it to her that time, she actually said, okay, I totally get what you're saying. I appreciate it totally differently, and I do like this a lot.
Now please turn it off.
Yeah. I was gonna
Oh, that was a cute story.
But Deaf Heaven, well done.
Oh yeah,
well done.
I got to say that was one record that I was completely confident in knowing how much I was gonna like it, and I don't do that with a lot of bands. But as soon as that dropped, I was like, "Yep, this is absolutely what I expected to happen."
See,
like,
I was the opposite. Like after the last two records, I felt like this was just such. I don't want to say a departure because that's not the right word, but it was just like it was. This was the one that grabbed me. I liked the last two, but this was so different to me in in a way that I'm not sure I can explain quite yet. It just it really grabbed me by the feels.
Oh yeah,
and the songwriting is just so. I don't know. I can't quite quantify it. I don't want to say it's more pronounced because I feel like that casts a negative light on the previous stuff. It's just different.
Oh, it's very different.
But great and fucking, it was the one, like, we put this on, and I remember it's an album that it puts you in a trance. Like, you'll listen to a song. Every song is like 8 minutes long, but you'll be driving, and you'll play a song, and you will be halfway through the record before you even blink and realize where you are and say, holy shit, that was, 20 minutes, and that was fucking great.
Yeah.
That sounds unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what Def Heaven is. Unsafe.
When I woke up in the ditch, I was like, wow, what a great record. Holy shit.
How many people did I run over?
They were also in the back. They're like, it is a good record.
I wish I wasn't dead.
How would they talk?
You tell me.
Fair enough. So that's my top 10.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Nobody else got a yay. Number 9 in the world, baby.
Eve says that Matt Pike doesn't have all 10 toes anymore.
That is correct. In fact, they canceled their High on Fire tour because of it.
Can you borrow one of yours?
Someone let Matt Pike know if he needs a toe.
Hit him
Toes to spare.
Hit up John Harvey Bryan.
Shut the fuck up.
Hashtag toes for bros.
Can you get it? Can you get it by 3 o'clock though?
With blue nail polish.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. If Matt Pike needs a toe, I'll get him a toe.
Deal.
Okay. Good.
I like how he said doesn't have all 10 toes anymore.
Look, the 9-toe thing is it's a recent development.
Eves is sawing off toes as we speak.
Listen, he lives way up there. You don't know what you got to do for fun up north. They're back on, JB. Hashtag Montreal.
No.
Okay,
What?
good. Oh, we're going together? We're going to see High on Fire? Or no, it's a sleep tour, not a High on Fire tour.
Sleep tour?
Someone,
Sleepy.
we'll talk after this.
Don't sleep.
Oh, shit.
Oh, sit.
My turn? You want me to go?
Whoever wants to go.
I'll go. Keep the tradition. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
10 soundtracks.
Suck it, Gurk.
Suck it, there's only 6.
Vorchek Kilar.
He hasn't produced anything in a long fucking time.
He's an old man.
Respect it.
I met him.
I
You know
haven't.
what? He'll always be number 1 right
I
here.
thought you meant Vorchek. Who was that guy you met at Proctor's?
Oh, that was
Oh, real
Fabio
important.
Frizzi.
Oh yeah.
No.
Easy.
To be fair,
5-minute break, Brian. Is
Okay, you want to know what I got signed,
be right
Brian? I
back.
got the original, the Beyond Mondo #1, signed by Fabio right there with the translucent blue.
You
So,
guys all
JJ,
getting
Wait,
it?
no, here we go again. Berto and Brian just looking at each other, and there's no one else here.
Next, they're gonna dock.
Oh, where did you guys come from?
yes. I'm so glad this is on the internet.
That'll be audio only.
Oh, it's
right.
high on fire, not sleep. Sorry. Continue.
But DM him.
So my my reissue, and this I actually just received in the mail yesterday, but
Because you ordered it at darksiderecords.com knowing that we ship out, you still have time to ship for the holidays?
I mean I would have if
Just say yes.
yeah sure yeah I did that I did that thing I didn't get the Mondo exclusive.
Yeah, sure,
The Batman 1989 score by Danny Elfman, expanded in 2 discs with previously unreleased cues.
Wait, the Prince album or just the score?
Just the score by Danny Elfman.
Who?
By Danny Elfman.
By Jack Skellington.
Now I'm on board.
It's just brings me right back to the childhood, you know, with the Batman fandom. Okay, number 10.
Stand for Batman.
Sleep.
Ooh,
The
Sleep.
Sciences.
The Sciences?
Welcome to the stance, I guess.
Funny story about that. I was actually really disappointed when I found out what it was, because that was the surprise release that we weren't allowed to talk about. But there was a lot of conjecture going on among
Well, it
ourselves.
wasn't even that we weren't allowed to talk about it. We didn't even know what the fuck it was.
Right, we didn't know what it was. We couldn't talk about it, but we guessed a lot. And even though it was proven impossible, someone suggested it might be the new Tool record.
That was me.
That was you.
Good guess.
And when it wasn't, it could have been anything else. It wasn't Tool, so it was just an automatic disappointment. But it was a good record, so made the list. Number 9 was the Wall Redux.
Oh,
yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I put that on. It was thoroughly enjoyable.
Agreed.
You got something, Girk? You got words? You want to say something?
I enjoyed it.
Okay. Number 8, a first time on my top 10.
Whoa, a soundtrack?
Nope. Father John Misty.
Oh,
God's favorite customer.
Oh.
Papa John Misty.
fired this year.
Yeah, it was I think the most easily accessible album of his that for me. Yeah, I got on board pretty quick with that one. The last ones I always enjoyed, but it took a little while to get into it and a few listens. This one I like straight off the bat. Number 7, a soundtrack.
Ooh.
This would be the Summer of '84 by Lematos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a real? Oh, yeah.
It
that
is.
Like I have to agree. Oh, yeah.
Lematos, I think the last soundtrack he did was Turbo Kid. Just really, it's kind of took everything I enjoyed about like the Stranger Things soundtrack with the throwback to the 80s synthiness and just expanded upon it and made it better than Stranger Things.
If I may, I appreciate that when you said soundtrack and through that whole thing you looked right at me, but you really you should just look at Brian for his soundtrack shit. I love it and I appreciate it so much, but
He doesn't have to look at me. I just
that
feel
man,
it.
he is rock hard right now. So you just go right there.
The table
Okay.
is a kilter.
You know?
Bottle starts sliding.
That's a shot.
Where was I? Oh, number 6, Dance on the Blacktop by Nothing.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that one. Enjoyed their last album. That also made my top 10. Was it 2 years ago, I think?
I will even say that was on my honorable mentions list. And I only said one honorable mention, but that was on my list of them.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Number 5 has grown on me like an
Herpes.
Alex Jones conspiracy theory.
You should have stuck with
Shiny and Oh So Bright, Volume 1 by Smashing Pumpkins.
Wow.
First time I heard it, yeah. See, you got
I see
now.
what you did
Now
there.
you got what I
gotcha.
did. Yeah. First time I heard it, did not like it. I actually the weakest track on that album is the single Solara, which everyone seemed to like, and I was not on board with it. But it's just slowly grown on me, and I compare it a lot to Adore, because that record was totally panned by the critics when it came out. But it really doesn't suck that much.
No,
Just
that's
gotta
a
give
great
it some
record.
time. Yeah. So there's some good stuff there. Number 4, Vida Noir by Lord Huron. I just I don't know. I've been on board with them. I think their last record made my number 1 a couple years ago. In like 2015, I think.
Strange Tales or whatever.
Yeah. And this was a solid follow-up. Didn't quite make it to number 1, but enjoyable. Didn't have the same consistency as the last record. But it's good stuff. Number 3. This one took me by surprise because despite being on their email list, I didn't know it came out. Home by John Butler Trio.
Oh, yeah.
Your email list.
Yeah, fuck their email list. If you're listening, John Butler.
Those Aussies.
It's just a lot of fun. Good, relaxing vibes. The last album I was not that into, but this one is just back to being chill and acousticy and whatever weird Australian mix this man is, but he's cool. I don't know. I just figured you'd appreciate a man who puts his shirtless self on an album cover.
She knows about the colonies.
Yeah, she knows. Number 2 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
All for the fucking nostalgia. It's so good. As soon as you hear the intro, you just see like the little turtle silhouettes dancing in the sewer, and
That's basically a reissue, though.
no, it is not, because
First
the
time on
score
any format.
to this film has never ever been released before 2018.
Yeah,
Okay.
Justin.
God.
Jesus, get with it. Come on, dude.
Get a record
Respect
store?
the
Like-
soundtrack.
We could
Respect
argue the
it.
merits of this.
Respect the soundtrack. No
I'm
cassettes,
just kidding. I
no
don't know what the
CDs.
fuck.
Nothing.
First time
Not bored
release.
yet. Don't worry about it.
That's true. That wasn't even a thought.
And my number 1 was Eat the Elephant by Perfect Circle.
Oh, you didn't
Nice.
like
Oh, I forgot the thing.
Eat the elephant.
Not like we haven't been doing it for the past hour.
I forgot it, okay? I forgot it. Now you're not going to London.
Oh, it's okay because
You had it in the bag until
show
that
is
moment.
done. It doesn't even matter anymore.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to go to
Eat the
London ever?
elephant.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm so down. I'm so down to just visit one day. Sorry.
What?
Are you done?
Was I done? My number 1 was Eat the Elephant by a Perfect Circle.
Yes.
All right.
Very good.
You missed it. There was a whole thing.
God,
There was a whole thing.
He said it.
He
and then
missed
we
it
did
too, it's
again,
fine.
And then he said
Yeah,
it
that's
again.
just been, yeah. You've got some editing to do around this bit.
Edit.
Edit that. Edit the editing instruction. Yeah, that's all I got. 10. You don't need to applaud.
All right.
Clear all that mucus out.
Yeah, it's never going anywhere.
Take
I
a
guess it's my
puff
turn.
of your inhaler.
Hell yeah.
Are you making fun of kids with inhalers?
No,
What
I'm
the
making
fuck is
fun of
wrong with you?
Me
Inhaler.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun of
Just
specifically
specifically.
just Justin.
Justin's with inhalers.
Yes.
Okay, favorite reissue. Although according to your standards, this could technically be a on the list itself.
You know, I sensed the sass.
Yeah, I know. There was some bitter undertones there.
It's a soundtrack, so you might want to hold your criticism.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right.
Favorite reissue, the Proposition soundtrack, as
yeah.
scored by Nick Cave and Warren Ellis. Never before released on vinyl. Just came out a month or two ago.
No, it
good
wouldn't
one.
make the list though because it's been out on CD.
Oh, whatever you say.
That's right. Thus spoaketh me.
Okay, I'll go through my honorable mentions real quick. I had more than 10 this year, so I had to do this.
10 honorable mentions?
Yes, more than
Okay.
10 honorable mentions. Not really. Punch Brothers, All Ashore. Didn't give it enough of a listen to really make the list. It's very mellow, so it's not good for work. Not sure
Stop
I
it.
agree with myself on this, but A Perfect Circle on my honorable mentions list. And this one's Girk's fault. The Interrupters makes my honorable mentions.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
really-
you like that.
I didn't know.
Oh wow!
This is exciting.
All right. Oh, wait, I wrote it backwards. Okay. I don't think I heard this on Drew's list, and I'm a little surprised, but number 10, Jack White, Boarding House Reach.
Yeah, that wasn't on his list.
Oh, wait, yeah.
forgot that
It was a
came out
big
this
release, and I like it, but it just wasn't my favorite. That's all.
It didn't do it for me. This this
Yeah.
one didn't.
I will
Didn't
say
do it.
we went to see Jack White together, and hearing those songs live really gave me a great new appreciation for the songs. Live, they're fucking great.
Aaron and I saw him opening night or release day of
that same tour,
the
right?
album, and it was fucking intense.
Wait,
Yeah.
at Warsaw, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Number 9, Slothrust, The Pact.
Oh my
It's a
god, we
good
were
one.
almost twins.
Almost. Saw them in New Orleans this year.
Venus didn't line up.
I didn't know them before this, but really dug them. The album did not disappoint. Number 8, Clutch, The Book of Bad Decisions. You could never go wrong with a Clutch record. It had to be on there. There's all sorts of fantastical tales and also a recipe for crab cakes. So it has to make the list. Number 7, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, Young Sick Camellia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're almost twins. Twinsies.
That PBR&B, that'll get
Hate
you.
myself.
And didn't disappoint. That fucker, he just got it.
You got it.
Number
Boy
6,
That
Anderson
boy
East,
good.
Encore.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Whoa.
Yep.
I had
Also
actually forgotten
twinsies.
about that. Drew gave me the reminder on it, but it's fucking good. I remember the first time listening to it was like a snow day here this year, and I just came in and put it on, and I was alone. I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Number 5, and for the opposite reason of Roberto, Father John Misty, God's favorite customer. I think historically, Father John Misty has been my number 1 when there's been albums come out, but I found it a harder initial listen. Than
I
the
remember
others.
we talked about this when it first came out.
No, it's not that. It's just
Justin's like, I'm sad, okay?
his other sadness speaks to me more than this one. This
This one lacked a lot of Honey Bear.
this one was maybe more personal and maybe more drug fueled than introspective 30s social commentary. So, I still enjoyed it very much. Number 4, and I'm gonna say maybe my favorite concert of the year. Tenacious D, Post-Apocalyptic.
Apocalypto.
The fuck it
The
is.
fuck you is. I'm losing my voice now, so this isn't fun.
Number 1.
Number 3, Sons of Kemet. My Queen is a Reptile. Oh, my beard's stuck in the microphone. I was turned on to this record
Our
from
press hall of the year.
That's right. This is a Billy Fields find for us, for me, and I thought it was so fucking cool that I ordered and started playing it here. Like Tyler said, you already know. Number 2, Coheed and Cambria, Unheavenly Creatures. No, my number 1. No one has. I was going to talk about Coheed, but I guess I'll move on to number 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Number 1, The Decemberists. I'll be your girl.
Yes, that one was so good.
So fucking good.
That album was real.
So wordy, and I
Is
love
it Brian?
wordy.
Because it didn't make your list.
I'm a huge Decemberists fan, but I gotta say, like, Justin playing it in the store.
Yeah.
It's a really good
It's
album.
really good.
Yeah.
That everything is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We All Die Young. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're on there. They're fucking great. And, they've done a couple issues of it so far. There's a 10-inch or another, it's like 12-inch coming out really soon of cuts that weren't on the album, so I'm excited for that too. And the year is not over yet, people.
Did you listen to the EP that came out? It comes out tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry.
And
I'm tired.
That's it. That's my number 1.
All right.
Cool.
That's right. And so we will be posting all of our top 10s, like I said, over the next couple coming days here. We'll be posting them on our social media and on our website, so you can catch up. If you didn't make it all the way through this podcast, then I don't know actually how me saying this helps you at this point. But continue to send us your
Should've
top 10
opened
list.
with that.
We, I'll edit this in later. Thank you to everyone who sent us your top 10. We love hearing your top 10s. So keep them going. The hashtag DS Top 10 2018. Or hashtag MyMusic 2018.
Or both.
At Sims Music. And so what I thought we would do is something that we do a couple times. We usually do this with special guests on the podcast here. It's something called the Darkside Podcast Lightning Round. I'm sorry. As we call it on the Darkside Podcast here, the Darkside Podcast Lightning Round. I'm gonna put a bunch of effects on there. It'll sound really good in post, I promise.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
so confused.
So what we normally do for this is we have when we have a guest on the podcast, we just ask them a bunch of questions, rapid fire, really fast. Just we need gut answers, quick,
Oh no.
quick.
5
No-
minutes. I gotta go. Babysitters.
No thinking. JJ might not even make it through this bit. So
This is where you're going to need to do all the
We can't be done in 5 minutes. It's not a lightning round.
so
God damn
here's
it.
here's how we're gonna
True.
do it. I'm gonna say a question, and then we're just gonna go around
I'm already
and
stressed out.
everybody
I hate this.
say
I'm
your
sweating.
answer.
Also,
Okay.
your jobs do depend on the outcome of this lightning round.
That's
Oh,
correct. That's
I
correct.
I quit.
Last one to answer gets fired. That's how we do this lightning round.
The one to make him just fall into a fit of wheezing laughter gets a raise.
Oh, that would be easy for me.
Julia's
Good
exempt.
fucking luck.
So we'll start easy.
Are we just shouting out answer? All
Well,
of
we're
us?
gonna go in
What
order.
is
So
the
we're gonna start right
context
here,
of
Becca.
this?
You're in the hot
Okay.
seat.
Like, what
Ready?
is
I guess really Birdo's
what
in
is
the
this
hot
based
seat.
on? Like, what are the questions based on?
Come on.
Anything.
Life. They're based
ready?
on life.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
I'm not good at
we're gonna-
life.
Birdo and I are gonna ask the questions. We're gonna alternate questions, and you just gotta go. You ready? Favorite color?
Yellow.
Black.
Green.
Purple.
Clear.
Green.
Green.
No question.
Oh, question. Favorite bird?
Hummingbird.
Blue jay.
Albatross.
Hey.
Cardinal.
Eh.
Peacock.
Birdman.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No more.
What is love?
Baby.
Chris Kattan.
Favorite car?
2010 Kia Soul.
I will follow up your Subaru with a WRX
Hey.
specifically.
Jetta.
Don't care.
Rick Ocasek.
See, he's in the good seat because he has to think about it the whole time. You see? Best Black Sabbath album. I assume you said Sabotage.
Paranoid.
Paranoid as well.
Sabotage. I don't know.
Master of Reality.
7-star.
Bark at the moon.
Damn it.
Favorite Crayola crayon.
What we?
I have a really obnoxious
Burnt
answer.
sienna.
Okay.
Yeah, see, exactly. You know, like the random colors. Yeah.
At least it wasn't Indian red.
Come on, man.
Favorite celebrity with a mustache?
Tom Selleck.
Wait. What?
That was so fast.
That was
So
really
fast.
Oh, that was payback for the cats. Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Wait,
I can't think of him.
I
Nick
can't think of one
Offerman.
either.
Burt Reynolds? Does
Hey,
Burt Reynolds
there
have a
you go.
mustache? Burt Reynolds.
Wait, I can't think of one. I don't know. Skip.
That guy from Reno 911.
Dangle. The character Dangle. Thomas Lennon.
Yeah, Tom Lennon.
Oh, I don't know. Skip.
Okay. And the last question. What was your number one pick last year?
Gone Now by Bleachers.
Turnover, Good Nature.
You're Not As Blank As You Think by Sorority Noise.
Remo Drive. Greatest Hits.
Father John Misty.
A crow looked at me, Mount Erie.
I think it was The Weeknd with Starboy.
Wow. I did not expect that to go so well.
Have you listened to that album? Because remember you said you weren't going to listen to it anymore?
Not since the one time.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's fucked. It is so sad.
I still
What
have
was
to
yours,
listen to that.
JB?
Mine was...
Are you cheating? Are you looking at your list?
Always cheating.
You motherfucker.
Mine was Elder, Reflections on a Floating World. What a fucking album. Still
Okay,
listen
we're
to
gonna
that
wrap this up before he
all
starts
the
talking
time.
about that.
All right, so that's our top 10 podcast. Hey, everyone. Not you, listeners and internet. Everyone at this table, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do. Y'all are great.
Also, quick PSA:
Nope.
Darkside Records does not endorse astrology
Yeah, we
or
do.
believe in it.
I endorse astrology. And I work here, so.
Everyone who's watching and listening,
For now.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
everyone who's watching and listening, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating in this top 10 list here. To everyone who watched the live stream, thank you. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, subscribe on iTunes. We're now on Spotify.
Woo!
Sure.
Yep.
Go follow us. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on Stitcher. Subscribe on SoundCloud. Subscribe on Spotify. If you enjoy this, give it a like. Share it with your friends. Leave us a nice review on iTunes. It really helps get the word out about our podcast. If you leave a, I don't want to tell you how many stars to leave in your review, but let's say 23. And some nice words. We really appreciate it, and it helps us out a lot. So thank you.
70 stars.
We will be back.
7 star.
We will be back in the future, in 2019, with a new episode, a new year. Same shitty jokes.
Same dick jokes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So on behalf of the Darkside Records podcast, I'm JB.
I'm Becca.
I'm Brian.
Madre.
I'm Julia.
Justin.
I'm Girk.
I'm Berta.
Thanks for listening.
See you in the bins.